Want to participate in a Don and Mike Show contest? How about this? You or a member of your household can only win once for 60 days. You must comply with any age limitations for each contest. For complete contest rules, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the mighty WJFK, P.O. Box 3649, Washington, D.C. 20007. Thank you, and God bless.
Don and Mike, there'll be no mollycoddling.
You see if your mom can give my resume to Dennis Phillips? Because if I could get in a Broadway show, then I would have done it all. Film, television, and theater. The only thing left would be radio. That's just for ugly people.
They can grow up to 3 feet long, walk on their fins, and live on land for several days, devouring other fish and birds and ducks, and they breed like crazy. Now there's possibly even thousands of fish in that pond. Line 4, Larry in Virginia, you're on the air with Drudge.
Matt Drudge, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
You know, I have a theory about these fish that can walk on land. You'll notice they went from New York City over to Maryland, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they can walk on their own, correct? Do you think it's more than a coincidence that perhaps maybe they walked all the way to Maryland because...
they hitchhiked down to 95?
They walked down 95 because they can't hear Don and Mike on in New York City anymore?
There he goes. Yeah, classic.
Stay tuned for your shot at Big Bucks. Secret Sound, only on the Don and Mike Show.
This episode deals with the inappropriateness of racial invectives and contains coarse racial slurs. Your discretion is advised.
Everybody loves Don and Mike.
Hey, kids, could I talk to you for about 30 seconds? This is Elvis Presley. I ask you to listen. Now, here's a song.
And yes, the rumors are true. They smoke, they drink, they use bad language in mixed company. They're extremely rich, and they can flash more bling than most posses in this room. Rock stars they are, and God bless them for that.
Who's it?
Special call. Hello, is this G. Gordon Liddy?
Yes, it is.
This is Regis Philbin. How are you?
Hey, Reg!
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
Did you wash the ass today? Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
So are you Chinese or Japanese?
I live in California last 20 years, but first come from Laos.
Huh?
Laos. We lay ocean.
The ocean? What ocean?
We are lay ocean. From Laos, stupid. It's a landlocked country in Southeast Asia. It's between Vietnam and Thailand, okay? Population 4.7 million.
So are you Chinese or Japanese?
What's up, my yellow brothers? Jinx in the house!
His sister, on the other hand, gave herself a lot of options, such as Bowdoin, Holy Cross, Georgetown.
You know that Georgetown is a total reach for me.
Oh, please, they'd be crazy not to want you.
If I can get in there, that means I probably can get into Berkeley.
Over my dead body.
There are more Nobel Prize winners in the San Francisco Bay Area than anywhere on the planet.
Nobel Prize for what? Back and fudge?
Joe is regretful.
Joe.
Hey, Rooney talking.
This is George Peterson.
Oh, Plato.
Ed Rooney.
This is George Peterson.
How are you today, sir?
Well, we've had a bit of bad luck this morning, as you may have heard.
Yeah, I heard, and I'm all broken up. Boy, what a blow.
Yeah. Well, it's been a tough morning, and we've got a lot of family business to take care of, so if you wouldn't mind excusing Sloan, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. I'd be happy to. Yeah, you just produce a corpse, and I'll release Sloan.
Did you say you wanted to see a body?
You don't like my policies, you can just come on down here and smooch my big old white butt. Pucker up, Buttercup.
There's Beamer's online, too.
I think I owe you an apology, sir.
Well, I should say you do.
Well,
I think you should be sorry, for Christ's sake. A family member dies, and you insult me. What the hell is the matter with you, anyway?
I really don't know, sir. I mean, I didn't think I was talking to you. I thought I was talking to somebody else. You know, sir, I would never deliberately insult you like that. I can't begin to tell you how embarrassed I am.
Pardon my French, but you're an a**hole.
You're absolutely right, sir. You hit the nail right in the head.
This isn't over yet, Buster. Do you read me?
Loud and clear, Mr. Peterson.
Call me sir, goddammit.
Yes, sir.
Falls Church, Virginia. Hello.
Hi, Larry. There's a couple guys here in Washington, Don and Mike, who play a tape of you getting asked about journalism by somebody, and you think he's talking about medical school. Do you remember that?
No.
Do you ever listen? Have you ever heard Don and Mike?
I never get to hear them. They were on the morning, they were on the afternoon, and I never get to hear them. We took over their show one day. I went, in fact, the day before the heart attack, we went and took over their program one morning and totally destroyed them. You could doctor tape.
Sacramento, California. Hello.
Larry King, I want to commend you on your choice of suspenders tonight.
It is black.
I know it. This quality, though. This money that belongs to the Iraqi people, can they get that back from Saddam? And are we going to get Don and Mike on the Armed Forces radio over and over?
Good question. That's a good question. Nick, Christopher, can they get the money some way to send that money back to the people? He probably took it from them.
Go F yourself, douchebag.
Hi.
Okay. Hi, Don and Mike.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi. Welcome to our show.
Hey, Don and Mike. What you don't know could fill a book.
The Don and Mike Show, and they'll say what they wish.
Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Oh, no. I want to thank these guys. They really have helped me have a wonderful 3-day weekend. Better hosts you couldn't find. I hate them. I was in Birch's Garden.
Oh, really? His story. He was a neo-Nazi with one true enemy. Himself. A man of faith. A man of hate. And a soul torn apart. Viewer discretion advised.
I was told you were in Toluca Lake saying goodbye.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. You're So Vain and all the ships at sea. For the first time, they've lost hope. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Thank you, Ralphie. Hi, thank you for listening, everybody. This is the Don and Mike Show. New episode on this Monday, July 28th. Monday! Here's your phone number from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. We're going to cool it with this anti-syndication stuff until we have the big meeting with the big guy on Wednesday.
Big guy? Oh, George Peterson.
So for now, can you imagine if we said,
F you, you're an a-hole. Frankly, you guys are a-holes.
No, I'm thinking we say that to him.
Frankly, big boss, you're an a-hole.
If you're listening, you can call 800-636-1067. And here in D.C., your special number is 202-432-1067.
Hi, Don Mike. Buzz Burbank here.
Howdy, Buzz. And let me see. Now, watch this.
Is anyone listening?
Hey, what happened?
Shut up! Did you wash your ass today?
Someone called for a doctor?
There it is.
There you go.
Back in the driver's seat again.
There you go. Cash-free, incidentally.
Hey, beautiful.
Went to the...
Fingers all functioning perfectly.
Well, I can bend them almost all the way back to touch my palm.
Mm-hmm.
As Mike said, I was showing him, it's very Spider-Man-like.
Yeah, because you bend the two middle fingers back towards your, not back, actually forward towards your wrist, and it's in that Peter Parker position.
So I go to the doctor today, and he says, well, let's take an x-ray. And he says, oh, your wrist is healing nicely, and your fingers, although they were broken, you have some mobility back. He says, well, I'll give you two options. The doctor was very honest. He said, I really don't think you need this cast on your wrist anymore, so we're going to cut this off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing with your fingers, he said, you could wear the splints, these big metal gigantic things, if you want. And I said, well, why would I want to? He said, well, to elicit sympathy. And I said, listen, sympathy from the fellas I work with? I said, nah,
Oh, I think we're very sympathetic.
I said, just take them off. So anyway, hi, and thank you for listening. Mike, thank you for filling in on Friday.
My sort of pleasure.
I do appreciate it. I want to tell you about some stuff from this weekend. But our lead story, of course, finally happened. Now, let me tell you that I know you're waiting for our Bob Hope show. You'll hear it in its entirety tomorrow.
Right.
This is an editorial decision made by both Mike and myself. We're going to wait until the body is chilled. We made this decision based on the fact that virtually every cable news channel right now is running nonstop breaking news about what an icon Bob Hope was.
Yes, Bob Hope is filling up the television, and Bob Hope is sorely missed.
Now, it's not that we don't have our bits ready to go, and trust me, you'll hear them all tomorrow, and you're going to hear peppering of Bob Hope bits throughout today's show.
You think so, baby? Do you think that they would be getting this kind of coverage if it hadn't come as such a shock?
A couple of things that I noticed. First, of course, Rob was the first to call me with the news.
Of course.
Second, I'm amazed. I'm not amazed because you know how TV's the TV people, the production works. That they've got these obits ready to go. I mean, hell, for the last year they've had them in the VCR just on pause, waiting for him to die to press the button.
Actually, burning out a lot of their machines.
They let me see. It was on MSNBC first, I guess, because he was whored out by NBC for so long, and it wasn't for 40 minutes later until it was picked up by the
NBC have the rights to the death announcement. Is that what it was? And incidentally, I don't know if anybody can notice, but my microphone is heavy on one side. I'm not sure whether that is the monitor or
there you go.
Now it's a new monitor.
Oh, Rob, stop effing with him. Just turn it in the.
All right, is that what you do?
It was turned a little bit. You know, that's the problem when other people come in here and play.
Yeah. When people play on the weekends, it's ridiculous.
With my board. So there you go.
Thank you very, very much.
Everything is set.
Because I was talking to you and finding myself leaning to the right side at the same time.
So the deal is he's dead. Let me and all the TV networks are falling all over themselves. Right. Rob was the one who told me, but I'm going to pull up a message now from my mother-in-law.
Oh, good.
Who left it on my voicemail, and I want you to just hear. Now, the word joy is not the right word to use.
No, of course not.
Listen to the vocal qualities in this very brief message.
From your mother-in-law?
Yeah. She called me about 9:40 this morning. Right.
Don.
Okay, hold on. Do. Hello? What did I do wrong?
One saved message.
Here we go.
First saved message.
Here it is.
Phone number 7.
Okay. I'm going to delete that out.
You're a taskmaster cleaning out your box, right?
Received at 9:26 a.m.
Hi, Mike. Did you hear Bob Hope died? Talk to you later, honey. Bye-bye.
Sensitive. Wanted you to know. She wanted to spare your feelings.
At 7. To save, press 9. For more options, press 0. Message saved.
How great is that?
There are no more messages.
Can I hear it?
Main menu. First saved message from phone number.
Okay, I wish they wouldn't give the phone number. But how great. Just listen to her tone.
Yeah. Right?
9:06. At
Filled with remorse.
9:26 a.m.
Hi, Mike. Did you hear Bob Hope died? Talk to you later, honey. Bye-bye.
There you go.
Well, she, like all people her age, bless her heart, she
reads the obits, but he wouldn't be in the obits.
She's obsessed with death, but, it's Bob Hope, and everybody, when it's Bob Hope, everybody wants to call.
Got to give him credit for making it to 100.
So, I go to bobhope.com.
Do you really?
Yes, and there is such a website.
As you do every day.
Yeah, right. It's on my favorites list, Robbie. Go to bobhope.com, and Rob said, go there because they've not altered it yet.
Oh, so there's nothing about,
No. By the time I got to the website an hour later, there's on the home page, the opening page, a black band at the top and a black band at the bottom, and a picture of not-so-feeble Bob. And it says to email your condolences to the Hope family press here.
Right.
And so anyway, I pressed the button to go inside the website, and I was very amazed to find that the webmaster has not yet taken this element out. And it's Bob being whored to the max.
Right.
You can buy his videotapes, you can buy T-shirts, you can buy golf clubs. There was one icon on the bottom, and it might still be there. Contact Bob.
Oh, dear.
And I thought, well, now, this would be magical.
Yeah, really. You'd have to use a telepath.
So I click on Contact Bob.
A medium, I should say.
And another screen comes up, and it says, type in your email message to Bob. And I had to stop myself.
From writing something to him?
From writing, Dear Bob, how are you feeling today?
that would have, so they haven't really tweaked it up completely yet.
No, you would think. Now, it took them about, I don't know, an hour to get get his death up on the homepage.
Right.
But this, as late as 20 minutes ago, we checked it up in the office. It's still there. The icon is still there to contact Bob.
Contact Bob.
So you might want to scratch that if you're out there working on the website. So that's it. Bob Hope. He will be going back to this throughout today's show.
The good, they die young.
But tomorrow is when it'll just be full-blown Bob.
Yeah, our tribute. In a way that only we can.
And I want to promote this in advance. Tomorrow we will have an exclusive, the very first post-life interview with Bob Hope.
Which is very nice because what people might not realize, you think that when you pass on in the condition that you died in, and it's not true.
Right.
Bob actually will have a spirited recovery from heaven.
Oh, it's wonderful.
But before we move on, I must ask, do you still have the golf cart, the remote control golf cart with the small plastic Bob Hope in it? Because I can't think of Bob without thinking of you playing with that.
It was a wonderful toy, wasn't it? That's a long time ago.
It was, but I actually thought of that.
Little plastic Bob.
There I go. I think I'll take it right. Now I'll take it left.
Yeah, there we go. Watch out for the bunker.
Tomorrow we're going to be playing.
Oops, I'm not supposed to do that today.
In the end, no, you got. Of course you're going to do it. Just we're not going to do it full blown.
Full blown Bob.
Tomorrow also, the entire unedited Bob Hope introduces your 1993 AP All-American football team.
I think for the youngsters that never got a chance to enjoy the Bob specials, this will be a fine example of the kind of comedy that will be missed.
And today on the show we do have one Bob Hope-related item, but besides these little asides we're going to toss in, we're going to have one of Bob's closest showbiz pals on the show today.
Wow.
A very close friend of Bob's, a very famous musician who will be on the show a little later today.
Right.
Here is they just printed out into the back room the homepage. It's Bob with a hat on that says the spirit of Bob Hope. This is the front of the web page.
There it is.
As you can see, very tastefully done with a black strip. Enter the website and visit the bulletin board to share your remembrances of Bob Hope. Email the family. My recommendation would be, I think it's a bit garish, the day the guy croaks, to be selling his merchandise. You might want to back off that for a day or two, but definitely take off that contact Bob thing.
Yeah, because really, you're offering a service that you can't deliver on.
And if there's anybody out there listening that's got the balls to do it, and do it and let me know what happens.
Yeah, contact. See if you get a response.
Yeah. Say, hi, Bob. Heard you passed away. Our site has this feature where I can still contact you.
There will never be another Bob Hope.
No.
Mike, there certainly is, and at least he thinks it. Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, God.
Thinks he's Bob Hope.
Right.
So anyway, that's our lead story. Bob Hope is dead, and needless to say, we are shocked with a surprise. If not for the fact that I wasn't here on Friday because I took a day off, I would have had to take a day off today and get some very, very heavy medication.
I think that really we should both ask the listening audience to bear with us today as we plod on, as we struggle through.
Mike, laughing on the outside, crying on the inside. The sad clowns, both of us today, sad clowns.
He's on our mind.
Hang in there, guys.
He's weighing heavily on us.
I know.
He sure is.
It'll be all right.
We're dying to do these bits today.
Man,
we were going to do them until, I got to look at, Jesus Christ, the television, which is just, and, still, I think as Rob said on Fox News, they still have it on, it's a news bulletin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, it happened, 6 hours ago. And
right.
Really? Who was surprised? And somewhere across America, in the pockets of the heartland, there's a guy somewhere who has just cashed in on the death pool.
Oh, you bet.
You wouldn't believe.
Yeah, because somebody had him, and he was probably in the top 5 of most people's list.
Some guy who had been like fantasy football. You've been holding on to this guy, just waiting and waiting and waiting. It would be like if you signed Joe Montana to be in your fantasy league, just on the hope that all of the 49ers quarterbacks would break their legs, and they'd call him back to play one game.
Right.
You got him on your roster.
Sure.
And it's probably not going to happen because it sure does seem like he's done playing the game. And maybe 5 years ago it seemed like a wise move, but damn, Bob kept beating the odds.
I'll be damned if Bob didn't keep going on.
He did.
Struggling on.
Listen, I just want to...
George Burns made it to 100, right?
I want to say one other thing.
True, yeah.
Please be patient with us because not many of you listeners know that both Mike and I met as dancers on the 1979 Bob Christmas special.
Right, you know that.
Yeah.
We were dancers.
Really? And that's
we danced behind the female guests.
And we've talked a lot about fake how we met, but that is really how we met, which is why today.
Actually, it was a very complex number involving Joey Heatherton that we danced. And Don and I, at one point, it started out a little ugly because we clipped our patent leather shoes.
We did.
And we kind of gave each other a look and then chatted during the break.
It was almost like you got peanut butter on my chocolate, you get chocolate by peanut butter. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
We're pretty funny together. Maybe we should ditch this dude. Even back in 79, I remember saying to Mike, he can't have more than a week to live.
It was right after that we actually moved on to our own thing as stunt doubles for Shields and Yarnell. And, and then it kept going and going. A brief stint in the, then they called it something like Cirque de Blah Blah. It was not the Cirque du Soleil. But,
and we don't want to talk about our time with Steve and Edie, but it was a very long, arduous climb.
Somebody write this
to
down.
Get to where we are today.
Can we, if you're going through the history rolls, we might as well mention the fact that nobody knows that when we had fake facial hair at the time because Don and I do not have heavy beards, but we were two of the three Hudson brothers.
No. I banged Goldie.
Really?
Yeah.
You lucky man.
Kate Hudson is my daughter.
And, you never overlapped, but not many people know you were both on Laughing.
We did a long...
Loved you on the joke wall.
Thank you very much. I thought we did a fine job on the joke wall.
I can't tell you how many times that I would open that door with that wig on, and people would think I was Joanne Worley.
One of the things you don't hear about Laughing anymore,
and with good reason.
I wanted to really say one thing about Ruth Buzzy.
Yes.
Yeah. Not only an extraordinary comedian, but her mouth. What she could do with that mouth.
Her hand.
Yeah. Well, and how do we know that?
Well,
simultaneous.
You work on a hit sitcom back in the 60s when, things weren't as politically correct as they are.
Free love.
Free love, baby.
It was crazy.
And do you remember that time? Both you and I were going at Ruth Buzzy from different angles.
Right.
And Alan Seuss walked in, and he said, "What the F is going on here?"
And we kicked him out like we always did. And then there was also the time that Joanne Worley got an infection because a feather from her boa got lodged in an area that was really kind of uncomfortable.
And let's not talk about those, thank God, never proven allegations that Judy Carn tried to bring against us.
Yeah, I mean, it was so ridiculous. I said, as we said even back then, I mean, give me a blood test. That's what we said.
Because, she got up there with that whole, do you swear before? Who's the father? Either Don or Mike. And when they would look at, huh?
Yeah.
What?
Sure.
And, of course, as usual, panned out to be the same guy it was every time, Dick Martin.
I was going to say Artie Johnson.
Artie Johnson in his little German uniform.
Same difference. Very interesting.
Artie Johnson would actually ride that tricycle all over the set.
Yeah. All right, here's the question right now. Here's the question.
How many people are tuning below the age of 25?
How many people understand what we're talking about? Those who do are probably laughing. Mm-hmm. The other people must just think we're talking about...
The Canadians are digging.
Jurassic Park.
Laugh-In runs on the Canadian Channel Trio now.
Well, when you do your disco shows, too, I think that the segment of the audience that is tracking with us right now as we take this brief walk down memory lane...
It's not as brief as I thought it would be.
They're tracking with us passionately. Yeah. I mean, I know if I was listening to this, I would be... Just hearing the names would be spectacular, really.
Well, let me just...
It's not like we're talking about hee-haw.
Let me just say, Mike, sock it to me. And, Rob, one last item on this thing. I believe we had a bet. Hope or Pope?
You're right.
Go up to the office and find out.
Was it a bet between you and me or you and Rob?
No, I don't know that we had anything on paper. I think it was just something we were talking about. I'll go see.
I believe I said Bob Hope would pass away.
If a bet was made, I'll have it at my desk.
All right, would you go look and find out?
I have no memory of that whatsoever.
I remember, though.
What did you say?
I don't remember what I said, but I remember it was Hope or Pope.
Hope. I know that we had a bet.
Mm-hmm. One day it was, and it was no...
Gentleman's bet.
It was not one of our big deals, like a Red Sox bet or a football bet. It was just shake hands and hope or pope.
Say goodnight, Dick.
Good night, Dick. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
Oh, those are such heady times.
You know, it's a great time in television when you could sit there and Dan Rowan could sit there, smoke through the whole monologue. I saw speaking of Bob Hope, it was one of the shows, the old shows where Bob Hope was on. And they'd be sitting there, like 3 of the guys got cigarettes going. 3 of them have these highballs that they're drinking, and they're on a talk show. Yeah. And they were obviously really into their vices, and it was a good day.
That was something that Jay Leno was going to do for a while. I don't think anything ever came of that idea, where they announced that they were going to have an open bar backstage at the Tonight Show.
Do you know what the problem is? I mean, generationally, I don't think
it ever happened, though.
Our parents lived in an era where your father and my father, the same kind of thing. You have your little cocktail in the evening. That's the way they drank, and they did it every night of the week. Whereas our generation, who was the guy that came on? Jimmy Kimmel, when he came out and he tried it on his show, and everybody was getting S-faced and staggering and throwing up because now to get modern guests in our era, the way we drink, it's the binge drinking, and nobody just sits there with a cocktail anymore.
I told you the thing about my old man, about Sam. Really, this was the ritual. I swear on my son's life. The entire time that I was growing up in that house, my mom had one job at 5:15 when my dad got home from the Pentagon, where he worked as a civil defense engineer. She would have to have one ice-cold martini sitting on the counter. Mm-hmm. My dad, when he would walk through the door, would not say a word to anybody. He would chug that like he was absolutely on the desert for a month.
Like he'd knock it back like a shot?
Yeah, and then he would go to the freezer where my mom had the second one waiting. That was a ritual every...
Would he nurse that one a little bit more?
That was also shot directly back.
So he'd basically have a double shot of booze before he'd even speak to his family.
Uh-huh.
That's what you've described that before, and I've never heard it quite... described like that, where he'd really knock
I remember being a little kid and my mom saying, "Oh no, I can't do that now because I've got to get Dad's drinks ready."
Mm-hmm.
Really, and she would have to have the one sitting on the kitchen table. He'd come in, one glug, then go to the freezer, and no one could speak to him until he had his second pop.
Have I ever told? I don't think on the air I've ever told this story about how this is when I was in high school and I would go out with my friends and I'd come back on, say, a Friday night, and my father would be listening to the Red Sox on the radio. And I could look at the angle of his drink glass, because he'd sit there with it in his hand, listening to the radio, and I could tell by the angle if the Red Sox were winning or not. If the Red Sox were losing badly, or it was close and they'd just gone behind, it would be tilted almost to the point where it was spilling, and sometimes it would actually dribble out. If the Red Sox were winning, it would be straight up, either sitting on the counter or stuff like that. And in the event that it was sitting there and he was somewhere else, it was like a tie game and something.
This about alcohol. What's all this bad stuff? Oh, Rob was on the telephone, but I guess he's going to come down now and tell us about Hope versus Pope.
Really?
Who will die first? I remember we did it.
We did talk about it.
Listen, I did want to just tell you briefly, I don't want to get sappy and let you people into a private time in my life. But I had, with my son, the best weekend, I think, that I have ever had with him. And it was a time, especially because my dad was just such a jerk off. And I remember nothing but bad things growing up that I wanted... Well, hold on. I want Rob to come in before I just bore you with just a second of sentimentality. Here he comes.
All right, did you get the results?
And, Rob, the answer is...
There was no Hope or Pope bet ever entered in. The only bets that are going right now is the Red Sox titty bar bet and whether or not Robert Blake actually pulled the trigger. Also, a standing $5,000 penalty if you ever let Lewis on the show.
All right.
That's all we have going right now.
2 out of 3 this weekend.
Wow.
Yippers. Looks pretty good for the hometown crew. Yes, sirree. I'm going to gloat a little bit. I'm going to gloat.
No. See, he's not being honest with you.
No.
Because what he said to me before we came on the air was, the team that's really worrying me? The Oakland A's.
Yeah, well, I stand by that. I'll say that on the air as well. But anytime you take 2 or 3 from the Bronx Bombers, it was big fun. It was lots of fun, and and like my brother-in-law was out of town, and I wasn't able to get in touch with him, and I should have called you. I should have called somebody because after they went ahead, but I figured you wouldn't be watching it. You look in on it, but you don't watch it.
Here's the thing: Bart and I did turn it on Saturday afternoon about 4:00. right when the Red Sox started to look like they were going to collapse.
Oh, God.
They put this guy in, and he gave... They had,
Hyun-Hung Kim.
You know, they had a pitcher that was just mowing the Yankees down, and then they put this... Oh, here he is right here. They put this guy in from the TV show Bonsai, and the first two pitches he throws, the Yankees hit them both right out of the park.
Yeah, well, that was the other guy. I think that the Hyun-Hung Kim was just driving us nuts.
I don't know if it was the Chinese guy or whatever.
Takes me back to the days of a relief pitcher that anybody that knows baseball knows, a guy by the name of Heathcliff Slocum. It's the same kind. You get a reliever like that. It's like every 3 or 4 years you get a reliever like that. And it's the kind they showed last night on ESPN. This was funny because you would have laughed your ass off when they showed this shot. They found these guys when the reliever came in to close the game, and they had a shot of these Red Sox fans that are in there. And if it didn't show the personality of the entire fan base of the Boston Red Sox, these guys really looked like they were going to a funeral. It was amazing. They were sitting there, and
maybe they had heard advanced knowledge about Bob.
It was, the Red Sox were leading the game, but these guys were sitting there just like I was sitting there watching, just going, when's something horrible going to happen? And, it came within an inch away of something horrible happening.
So we're watching this just for a brief second on Saturday before we went out to go to have dinner. And when this happened, when the Yankees started coming back,
right,
and the Red Sox started looking like they're going to fall apart, Bart said, "Oh, Dad, call Uncle Mike." And I said, "No,
nice to see that you're passing along the cruelty."
I said, "No, that's the jinx."
Yeah.
The jinx.
Yeah, you gloat during the game, which my Yankee fan buddy Randall did a little bit on Saturday on that particular game. You're talking about when it went to 4-4.
Yeah, that is a super jinx. I said that's the way to make sure the Red Sox are going to win. If the Yankees come up and they tie,
you're like a Yankee fan in that regard because you've learned that now, but you used to do that. You'd call when something horrible would happen early in the game. And then I wouldn't get the call after they come back, if they would come back and win. And it's the same thing with my Yankee fan buddy. If I was in transit towards the end of the game, and I didn't see that I had any messages, and I knew the Red Sox had won the game. I knew that if they had lost the game, that there would be a message on my phone.
It's just bad etiquette to do that because you're just effing yourself.
Oh, it's complete jinx stuff.
It's happened to me in every single sport. Every single sport, I can tell you, Packers games, Redskins games, Lakers games, Bulls games, it doesn't matter. I'm busting balls with some guy calling and go, hey, 21-0. What do you think? Had it impossible to come back. Okay, I'll call you in the third quarter. And for the third quarter, I'm seeing it's caller ID, and I'm just not picking up the phone.
Right.
The other team has come back. Listen, this weekend with my kid, I'll tell you exactly why I wasn't here on Friday. And again, graciously thank you for filling in.
Thank you.
He's going to college, and, some of you may not be able to dig what I'm saying because maybe you're normal. I'm not normal. And my life when I was a kid was all effed up, and I hate my adoptive parents, and I don't know who my real parents are. And it bothers me to this day. It really does, even though I kid about it on the air and stuff. Boy, that pisses me off. It really does. And I've got a really great kid, and we've allowed him to be independent because he's 18. He's going to be going away in 3 weeks. So, like when we were on vacation for the 4th of July, it was, you want to be with your friends, I understand that. We had to drag his arm to get him to come be with the family for one day on the 4th of July. But he and I both had like an epiphany when we realized, hey, in 3 weeks, you're going away. And even though I'm still going to be his dad, and I'm sure we're still going to talk, and of course we'll see each other, it's never going to be like it is right now.
Right. Yeah, it's going to get better. That's my prediction for you.
Well, the weekend that I had with Bart, and Frida was not invited, it was just Bart and I, was absolutely the best weekend I've ever had with him, even better than when he was little. You know how good kids are when they're little and they don't know any better, and they just
tell me about it.
And they just do everything that you tell them, and that they're great, and they don't give you a back talk. You say you got to go to bed, and they go okay. And my son has had his share of being. I call him L.A. sometimes when he's a little a-hole. Now I've had to change it to B.A. because he's 6'2" and taller than me,
taller than all of us,
but
except for Rob.
He and I had a great weekend, and I really think what happened was, and I don't want to get, like wonder years on you here, but I think that we both realized that this is it.
Yeah.
He's going, and I'm putting on a good front, but I'm not happy he's going. I know he has to go. And we had just the best time. And I'm not one of those dads that thinks that you should treat your kid as an equal or that you should kiss your kid's ass all the time because the psychologists say. I mean, what goes on in my house, a lot of times you people have no freaking idea. And, even in that regard, I realize just how, in many ways, how much more mature and sensible my kid is. When I was talking to him, and we were talking about the fact that he was on the radio when he was a little kid, and how, in school sometimes it would be, not the best thing to be my son. And he said to me, Dad, you just have to understand that people don't know that you're doing a show. He said, it's like that Larry David show. My son said so many incredible things to me over the weekend. But one thing he said that really made sense is he said, Dad, you like that Larry David show, right? I said, oh, I love it. He said, do you think Larry David is really like that in his real life? I said, no, of course not. He said, he's doing a show. He said, I get that. Mom gets that. Why don't you get that? He said, I'm not upset when people call and say stuff about me or about Mom. Why do you get so mad? And, I'd reached a point, I don't know, like 5 years ago, which I'm just fried, man. I love what I do, but I'm getting burned out on doing what I'm doing. And I've always had a plan when Bart is done with school, I'm going to be done doing what we're doing. And now that it's getting closer, I find that more and more they're coming in here every day and doing this show because it's not really who I am. I mean, I'm playing a character, and don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but sometimes it's like, I was going nuts on Thursday, leaving the show on Thursday. We started the discussion about being accident-prone, and it ends up with people calling up and saying, your voice is not the same. Now, I know I'm doing a show, but I take it way too freaking personally, and then I start thinking stuff like, well, no one would even know that I went through all these accidents if I didn't tell everybody that, Mike's had speeding tickets, Buzz has had speeding tickets.
I have not.
Rob's had speeding tickets, but everybody else on the show, because it's my role, doesn't come in jumping in to say, hey, guess what, I effed up again. So it's my own self-fulfilling prophecy that I've set the show up this way, and sometimes it just drives me friggin' nuts. And part of it was with Bart. It was weird that I was saying to him, you go and be a good man and you conduct yourself properly. And then he said, okay, but now you promise me that you're not going to go nuts over the next 5 years doing this stupid show. It doesn't. And he would say to me on more than one occasion, Dad, why do you care? And I don't. No offense to you guys listening. He said, well, why do you care what your stupid listeners think? I don't know why I care.
Very wise.
And it was just so good, and he gave me an album by a country singer of all people, Kenny Chesney, that had a song in it called "No Shoes, No Shirt, No Problem."
I own that album. I bought. That's one of. You know how many records I buy a year? That's one of like 4 albums that I actually purchased.
He said, Dad, I've done a lot of thinking, and at first I thought he was being set up for a gag. He'd done a lot of thinking. Whenever you get feeling burned out about this job or think you can't go in another day and just pretend to be, the world's biggest a-hole or whatever, if you can't, just put this in and just think about the great times that we've had, because I know how great you are, and you and I know, and so he gave me the CD, and I put it in, and it's it's hokey.
It's very hokey, but it's also, I don't know. The album speaks to me a little bit too, so it's like it's a very sensitive album. It really is.
There's a lot of cuts on there.
If you can get by kind of the jive element of it, it's.
But the point of what this very astute 18-year-old was telling me, I'm almost 45, was just, hey, dude, chill out. Don't take it so effing seriously. Sometimes.
Well, he's right.
And he said to me, like one night, he said, Dad, I wish that when I was saying, what do you wish I had done differently? He said,
I know the song you're talking about.
The only thing that he said, I wish that you had done differently, was he said, my only complaint is that whenever we would go on vacation, you would always write notes. And I said, well, I got a show to do. And he said, yeah, I wish that you would just, when we go on vacation, wouldn't think that you have to fill up a show talking about all the things that happened on vacation.
Right.
So I promised him, I said that, well, all right, I'm going to try not to do it. But now I'm doing it now, even though I'm told him that I wouldn't, but this is not exactly the same thing.
Whenever I come in here and I do the show, which is very rare, and I don't dig it. I much prefer doing the show when you're here, even though it allows me to, be a little more me-oriented. I always think of that. That's funny you bring that up, that one element of the show. I always think about the pressure that really, I don't know if anybody realizes the pressure that you put on yourself on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably the greatest pressure I find whenever I have to prepare is to come up with the spotlight on me, which I really prefer isn't there. You know what I mean?
Stuff.
Because you have to really bring... You have to bring it in, and you have to have that there, and it's difficult, So I think what I'm offering you is, let's spend the next 5 years putting the spotlight on me.
Okay, you say the word.
You've honored me for years not doing that, and I like it that way. But that's a lot of the pressure. I would imagine on a vacation that is kind of tough.
But we had just the greatest time, and I can't put into words how much I love my son, and I've tried to be a good dad, and he's turned out to be, in my estimation, a fantastic young man, and to be able to go away for 3 days, and he had to do stuff like, I'll be honest, when we were in the car on Friday, we went to see the movies, I turned on the station. We were down at the beach, and he said, Dad, no. I said, I just want to hear how it's going. He said, Dad, this is all part of the problem. You can't do it. Yeah. Don't turn the radio on. So he wouldn't let me
Good for him.
listen to the show, and we had just the best freaking time. We played cards, and I let him have a couple of beers, and then we got riffing about the Arnold bit. Mm-hmm. And I'll frankly tell you that while one of the things that Mike mentioned there that I get frustrated sometimes is that a lot of the stuff that we do on the show I come up with, but I don't stand here and go, hey, this is me, my idea. Well, I'm going to tell you that when we do the Arnold thing today and over the next couple of days, a lot of the stuff came from my son.
That's great.
That he and I are sitting out on the deck on Saturday night, and for 3 hours, we're just doing this, oh, my God. Oh, my God. With all these different scenarios. And it was a real, like I said, an epiphany that I think we both realized that this would be
That's great. I got a new writer.
Yeah. The last time in our lives that it's going to be like this, where he's going to be a kid, and I'm going to be, the dad.
Right.
And it was just what I needed. So thank you, everybody, for giving me that.
I'm glad to hear that it was what you needed.
That time with him. And it's almost like he made up in one weekend for all of the a-hole behavior he's had
that rocks.
The last couple.
That's fantastic.
And listen, I'm really going to embarrass him now because I'm going to tell you that on Saturday night, Jesus Christ, I mean, we spent every single second of the day together, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday night, he said, we're getting ready for bed, it's about 11 o'clock, and he said, I'm going to read. Do you want to read with me? And I said, oh, I'm fried, but I'll come down and, we'll just hang out for a little while and talk. And we started talking, and then out of the blue, he just says, Dad, I'm going to miss you. And, then I said, oh,
That's what you needed to hear.
I knew you were going to.
Nice to hear him say it. Yep.
Yeah. And anyway, he's a great kid. And that's why I wasn't here on Friday, because I'm selfish. I wanted one last weekend with my kid, and it turned out even better than I thought it ever could. So that's the story with that. I know we do have to break, but there were, because I did keep notes.
Well, before you go on, since you were talking about that and I was talking about me, I'd like your opinion on something. I know you didn't necessarily listen because your son wouldn't let you, but
yes,
I colored my beard.
Well, Rob, I have to confess, Rob already told me.
Yeah.
Rob already told me.
God damn it!
There's 6 million people that heard it, Mike. I thought maybe you might have heard it.
Rob, that's a joke. That's a joke. I'm down, Rob. Rob,
it's not enough.
Not know me.
It's
well
not enough
years
that I even really noticed that you did it.
What do you mean?
What I mean
Very
is,
subtle.
if I didn't know, if Rob didn't tell me that you had colored your facial hair, I wouldn't know it.
Really?
Really.
So it's subtle?
I think it's, I wouldn't have known it.
And as I said on Friday, it's faded a little bit since then.
It has.
And it looks really good.
It's faded. I'm going to keep doing it.
Same brand?
Well, then I hope you don't mind if I call you G-Corn and Liddy.
That came up on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. But, I was under a lot of pressure.
It looks good on you. I mean, I had no knowledge.
No, it's not what it was on Friday. It does. It lasts about 3 days, I think. It lasts about 3 days, but yeah, whatever.
Okay, well, see, you shouldn't have told me.
Well, I just wanted your opinion. I mean,
my opinion
I wanted to head off anything like it that you might blindside me with later on the show.
Frankly, when Rob told me, I said, well, I'll take a look when Mike comes in, because I had expected, like, Liddy's hair or Jerry Lewis's hair or Elvis's eyebrows.
It's never going to be like that. If anything, it was a little too dark, and I'd make it lighter. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't tell. Yeah.
Very nice, Mike. There you go. Maybe I should go jet black. How about that? That would look absurd.
How about you, Mike?
Lisa, you are on the air.
How about you, Mike? Now,
speaking of Lisa, Kathy Herndon enjoyed it on Saturday night when she came out to see the band. I'd like to say hi, Kathy.
Really well.
Hello, Kathy. I want to say thank you so much for coming out and seeing the band.
Can you imagine if Charles Broyhill ended up being your brother-in-law if you married Lisa's sister?
That subject came up. Yes. I said, we could never be an item, you and I, because the fact is I could never be related to Charlie.
It doesn't mean she couldn't be your FB.
Both sisters were there. Dee Dee
and Kathy.
And Dee Dee. Dee Dee's a happily married woman.
Yes.
And Dee Dee and Kathy together.
Yes.
Dee Dee looked fantastic. And Kathy looked, as usual, fantastic.
Good for you. Well, you should ride Broyhill a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, I might speak to him.
So did you?
No, because it's tough. You know what I mean?
What's tough?
Well, there's so much going on there.
What's tough? You kiss her, you put her hand under her blouse.
She's a Broyhill now.
No, she's a Herndon.
She's a Broyhill.
She's a Herndon person, a Broyhill sex.
She is a Broyhill.
All right, I got a couple of things to tell you from the weekend. All right, and then we'll be right back. It's just hit me again. Right?
What's happening? I'm worried about you now. You okay?
Bob Hope is dead.
I'm sorry I laughed out loud.
It just hit me.
That was terrible.
I was feeling fine, moving along with the show, and then all of a sudden I realized...
Way to bring us all down again.
I'm never going to see those little red rabbit eyes again. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to roll tape all night to get the videotape of him in the last 3 years when he was unable to speak, getting all of his various awards.
You'll always have your scrapbooks. Miles and miles of scrapbooks.
Well, I'm going to go right to bobhope.com and see if I can... We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Congratulations, you should have successfully gone through the first 4 dance steps in Let's Disco, and you're now ready to put them to music. Just to give you an idea of how this record is put together, we've set up the instructions in 4 sections. The walking steps and 4-beat turn, the touch steps and the 2-beat turn, the camel walk and camel walk kick, and finally the triple or syncopated steps. We'll take each of these steps individually, talking you through them slowly at first, then to a normal 4-beat count, and finally to the music. Be sure to keep the book handy in case you have problems. One additional word of advice. You have to listen closely, or you can easily get behind when listening to this record. If that happens, simply go back to the beginning of the cut and start over. With some patience and a little practice, we'll soon have you disco dancing with the best. So let's listen to the music, relax, and have fun. Good luck.
The Don and Mike Show. Good evening, gentle persons. Here's Don and Mike.
I love it when you dance
gravy,
like
dog. The Don and Mike Show.
I love it when you dance like Travolta.
You know, it's so healthy for this song. Oh, baby. I'm just happy to have you back.
What do you think Sabian can do? He can't do anything to stop this.
Dance like me. There you go.
Fine Sabian.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Tim. anyone else. But
Mr. Sabian here.
Football starts this weekend. Wow. I'm into the countdown. We've got a game Saturday night from Tokyo. And then
You're going to be fine then.
And Monday night, yeah, you're right.
You're going to be fine. Thank God. Can't have me soon enough.
Oh, hey.
Wow. No, it just makes you so... I mean, you go through, like, the week after football, you go through a real downtime. And then when it starts up again, man, you're just on autopilot.
That's a funk. And, Saturday night, 8 o'clock from Tokyo, the Jets playing somebody. And then Monday night, it's Green Bay versus Kansas City.
And then you'll be into that game.
Oh, of course. And then after that, there's in the preseason, there's more football on really than there is during the week, if you don't count Sunday. But I mean during the preseason, because they whore it out so much, there's like a game Monday, a game Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I don't even care that all the guys that I don't know play. It's just the fact that it's there, and that's reassuring. Right. That football is starting, thank God. And they're all in the training camps today, and all the coaches are saying all the crap that the coaches say, and it's fantastic.
Anybody's head explode due to heat exhaustion yet, or anything like that?
A guy in Jacksonville really did collapse of heat exhaustion.
Oh, my God. This is like the worst part of the summer.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Now, but before I get to the weekend stuff, one more thing I have to tell you. Remember, I guess it was maybe a couple of weeks ago, we talked about, we got a forward from our sister TV station in Las Vegas about hunting for Bambi. All right, well, when I was away, I checked my email only one time on Friday, just to see if there were any notes from anybody at work. And as it turns out, there was. It was a note from Vice President Michael Hughes, who we've mentioned before.
Yes.
Has a problem with his name being mentioned on this show, but I have to mention it because...
What name?
Michael Hughes. So here's the note, in essence. Dear Don, just got my Sports Illustrated. Saw something that I thought you might be interested in the show. It's called Hunting for Bambi, where a guy lets girls run through a field and men shoot naked girls with paintball guns. So I got on my high horse and rode back, Dear Michael, already done it. Try listening to the show. And then I signed it as I always do. And this, if you ever get an email from me, you know I'm saying F you if I write best. And then comma.
Right.
That's like my way. It's like best, which is really my code for FU.
Right. So thank you for listening.
So he writes back and goes, well, congratulations. You were ahead of the curve on that or some, whatever his response was. Well, as it turns out, Mike, the joke is on everybody. Are you ready for this? A promoter who offered to take men on hunting for Bambi safaris in Las Vegas, in which they could hunt naked women with paintball guns, admitted it was a hoax designed to sell videos. According to the mayor of Las Vegas, this guy, Michael Burdick, found himself in the crosshairs of women's groups after he told the CBS affiliate that forwarded us the story that he was selling the reservations for $5,000 to $10,000. We had this on the news already?
This was our lead story Friday, as a matter of fact.
Thank you. Mike just wrote this down for me, and so did Rob.
Read this note.
Don, we had this on Friday. Best money.
Oh, wow. Ouch.
Well, it's news to me. Well, you know what? One of the producers that I guess wasn't listening.
Oh, really? Yeah.
This was back by the fax machine. So,
well, see,
maybe I stumbled upon it, or maybe it was anyway, or maybe it was just a plot to make me look stupid.
No, you were with your son. We knew that.
Okay, but either way,
it was one of the greatest hoaxes because we took it hook, line. We talked about the fact that we took it hook, line, and sinker.
But listen, even that, and good for you. Hey, Buzz, incidentally, wonderful tennis bracelet you're wearing today.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Let me see, Buzz.
Hold it up.
It's chain. I'm glad it amuses you. He just best Buzz. He keeps giving. That is great. Is that man's jewelry?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's a heavy chain. It's very typical.
Well, then let me take the spotlight off Buzz's jewelry for a minute. Take the spotlight off the fact that you covered this on the news. Let me put the spotlight back on Regional Vice President Rob. I don't. Rob, why do you always come over and do the sign like Buzz's smoking a joint?
I mean, I am not in the drug, so I have to assume it's something drug related. I don't know. I don't wear a bracelet.
That's a heavy chain. Has that replaced your other one that you wrote?
the leather one?
I actually lost that one after many years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
His leather bracelet?
Yeah, his leather bracelet.
Broke my heart.
Yeah.
So, listen, let's consider this, though, that Regional Vice President Michael Hughes was not only not listening to our original show, he was also not listening to Friday's show.
Right.
Since he had sent me the email.
Exactly.
And well, I guess I got it on Friday, but I got the response back on Saturday.
It was a late-breaking story. We got it just before the newscast, and that's when and why we led with it.
Now, Mike, you're wearing your watch like Chuck Woolery on Love Connection. I don't think that's funny.
Now you're doing this same thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Buzz.
But let me just say to both of you guys, all my best. All my best.
Oh, Jesus.
The latest is, by the way, the mayor says he's going to make sure this guy is punished to the fullest extent of the law for making Las Vegas look bad. I knew that would amuse you.
It did. Thank you, Buzz. So, from the weekend, a couple of brief things. One thing that's kind of funny and a couple of things that pissed me off. I just got done telling you how great I think my son is, what a wonderful young man he is. He's going off to college with a very high grade point average. He's taking all these advanced placement courses. As it turns out, we took separate cars to the beach because, what kid wants to be in the car with his dad for 3 hours? And as I was ahead of him, like a couple hours ahead of him. I get a call. Dad. Yeah. He says, I'm really in a bind. I said, what's wrong? He said, I'm at the Bay Bridge. And I'm thinking he's gotten in a wreck or something. He said, I don't have any money. Now, when you're going to the ocean from where we live, you take the Bay Bridge. Right. And everybody knows this, and my kid knows this. He's been to the ocean maybe 500 times in his whole life. He's been there maybe 50 times as an adult driving. You pay $2.50 going. On the way back, you pay nothing. So apparently, he's driving, and he's causing a bit of a backup because he's got no money. Right. He's at the little booth, and he says to the lady, "You've got no money." And then he says, "Well, don't you have one of those things where you just take a picture of my license plate as I drive through?" And she says, "No, you have to have $2.50. And what they did was they took him and they made him park his car off by the side of the road, and they put 4 orange cones around his car. And he said that as people were coming through the toll booths, people were honking at him and flipping him off because they had him blocking a lane of traffic. Right. Then what happened was the cops came over and they escorted him with their lights on to the other side of the bridge.
Where the office is.
Where the office is. Right. Where they brought him in and signed a pledge that he would send $2.50 to the state of Maryland.
Oh, my God.
At his earliest convenience, within 7 working days. And the whole thing took him 2 hours.
Wow.
And I said to him, now, hold on. You're my son. I think you're very smart. I know that you've got at least a small bit of street sense. You don't have $2.50 for the bridge? I said, how many times have you driven over this bridge? He said, I never knew. I thought it was like the toll road, where if you don't pay, they just take your picture. I said, well, no, come on. Be honest with me. He said, well, I thought Aunt Joyce would be there. Now, keep in mind there are, at any given time, between 12 and 20 lanes on the Bay Bridge with 12 to 20 different people operating. And Aunt Joyce hasn't worked at the Bay Bridge in over 10 years.
Wow. Well, a boy can hope.
So,
oh, man.
Anyway, that's if you ran into problems going down to the ocean, it was because...
no change in the seats or anything like that, huh?
No. And that's what I said to him. You don't have like $2.50 in quarters? He said, I've got nothing.
Wow.
Absolutely nothing.
That is tough.
So anyway, that's him. That's
too funny. 2 hours. So they really... They give you the FU treatment when you don't have the money.
Well, they made him sit in the cones for 45 minutes
in the toll booth.
They moved him right out of the toll booth, but moved him to the right-hand lane.
Oh, okay.
So anybody that was coming out of the right for toll plaza would not be able to merge into traffic because my son was sitting there and he didn't have the hood up, anything like that, because the car wasn't broken.
Right.
He was just a dumb guy sitting there, and it's almost like they go out of their way to say, hey, here's a dumb guy that didn't pay the toll. Let's put the cones around his car. And, you know, and rightly so.
Right.
So anyway, that was that. That I laughed at. Now, we went to see Bad Boys 2, and now Bad Boys 2 has two black guys in the lead role. What? You know, yeah, Rob, I know it's shocking.
What?
And
You're kidding me.
At one point in the movie, Will Smith actually says to someone, "We're Negroes."
Wow.
So it's Will Smith and it's Martin Lawrence, and I think the movie is going to be fantastic. We walk into the theater. This was up in Ocean City, and we are the only white people in the theater. Well, I got no problem with that. You know, the black man is my friend. We sit down. And then, I'm sorry, I just have to be honest, it's a cultural phenomenon that black people, especially in a black movie with black stars, just cannot shut up. And I'm not talking about, like, the previous times with movie talkers. I'm talking about...
No, I know what you're talking about.
Everybody...
I think Chris Rock talks about that.
In the theater, where it just becomes... When Will Smith... I like the movie a lot. It's like Will Smith drops the F-bomb, and some woman goes, "Oh, Lord, Will Smith just said F." And I mean, she's saying this very loudly, and people are talking to themselves across the theater, like 8 rows away. They go, "Hey, Holmes, you want anything from the souvenirs?" You know, and of course, normally in these theaters, if it's anybody, I turn around and go, "Shut up."
Hey, could you keep your voices down, please?
You know, I'm petrified. You know, the little kids are running. Some kid has a stick or some kind of toy, and he's, I'm not exaggerating, banging it on the floor. You hear the mom say, "Johnny, if you keep doing that, I swear I'm going to come over there and go, beat your ass." Now, this is during the movie, right? Don't make me come over there. Now, the mom is sitting like 5 rows away from the kid. She gets up and you go over and you hear, boom, on the kid's ass. And then the kids are, I mean, it is simply a cultural phenomenon.
Did you relax and enjoy it?
Yeah, and Bart was flipped out, saying to me, "Dad, don't start anything."
He was worried.
Don't lose it. And I said, "Listen, it's not a serious movie. I'm fine with it, you know. It's just, I'd like to say to all my brothers and sisters out there, you know, it's not a TV, okay? It's a movie theater. And I know there's a lot of white people that do this too, but this just happened to be at Bad Boys 2, where it was just talking during the movie, talking on the cell phone and not talking quietly on the cell phone. It was like, "Hey, yo, what's up?"
Right. And talking to the movie as well sometimes, right?
Yes, there was a lot of that with, "Oh, my God, look, he shot him in the ass." Well, it's obvious that Will Smith shot Martin Lawrence in the ass. Right. Martin Lawrence just said, "You shot me in the ass." So that's all
right. You know what the heck.
My brothers and sisters out there, chill out when you're in the theater.
I don't think what you say is going to make a difference.
No.
Well, maybe it will. Maybe the next time I walk into a movie starring black guys, they're going to say, "Oh, hey, there's that uptight white guy."
Would you pass the popcorn?
Now, this one, the last one I have for you, I really am pissed. I know I've talked before about going into GNC, General Nutrition Center.
Oh, I'm glad you're talking about this because I'm out. I got to go in and get my vitamin.
To buy my EAS shakes, which are a big part of my weight loss. You know, lost like 65 pounds now. And between that and the exercise, I'm doing very well. But the thing is, you go in and you buy one of these boxes of shakes, these meal supplement things, you put in the blender, and there's like 42 of them, but it costs like $110 to buy a box of these things. So they keep harping on you. I know I've talked about this before. Do you know how much money you could be saving if you had the GNC Gold Card, if you signed up for the GNC Gold Card? They push this on you, push this on you, push this on you. Well, last time we were in Ocean City, guy gave me a Gold Card.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this on the air.
You did?
So, I go into a different GNC in Ocean City. Although I don't think it would really matter, because here's what the guy says. I go in and I buy my box of 42 shakes and a couple of little ones to carry in my car, and I go up, and the whole thing's going to come to about $130. And he says, would you, and before he can even say, like to sign up, I pull it out and I go,
whip out that gold card.
Gold card? Got it right here. Here's what the bastard says to me. Well, that's only good on the first week of the month.
Yeah, I know. That's right. That's why it's the worst card in retail.
Mm-hmm. And I said to the guy, I said the word, I said, you're effing me. I said, every time I come in this store or any of your stores, you guys
hawk the gold card, which
jump,
is only good in the first week of the month. Right.
And then I was a real dick because I went outside and looked at the giant sign that says, save 15%. Buy the gold card. And then it has underneath it in very tiny letters an asterisk, and it says something along the lines of, rules may change at any time and it's by any location.
Somebody told me this. Now, I don't want to sell out a whole retail operation, but somebody said go into a GNC and check their inventory on the first week of the month. It will not be as significant as the second week of the month.
Well, I was pissed. I mean, even though I didn't pay for this card, the guy was nice enough to give it to me, the guy at the Gold Coast Mall. This guy at the White Marlin Mall. I love the names of the malls.
White Marlin.
And they're not really malls. They're strip malls, but that's what they call them. I was just outraged that I said, I've got the gold card.
So you just became aware of the fact that this is their...
Here's the thing. When
you carry that thing around, you have to be there. Not only do you have to give all your information to them to sign up to be on their special list, which is really designed for their marketing and not your value, but the fact of the matter is, once you have this, it's not like it's a value at all times. It's a value when it's convenient for them to offer the...
And I mentioned this to the old fart working in this. I said, so... I buy these shakes, 42 of them at a time. I have 2 to 3 a day, depending on my schedule. That means like every 10 to 12 days I got to come in. I said, so what I have to do is come in once a month and buy $300 worth of stuff? He says, yes, but the savings will be great. I said, how come every time I've come in here, you guys have never said to me at one point, if you get this gold card, you're going to save 15%. He says, that's because as soon as you get it, you get 15% off immediately.
Yeah, when you buy the gold card. Right. When you sign up for the gold card.
No matter what day it is. And here's the thing. It costs $15 to sign up.
Right.
So the first time you use it, you save about $15.
Right. So it's
a wash.
Yeah.
It's a wash. So, and I didn't know this. I swear I didn't know this. And I am steaming.
Right. You ought to get, if you take the time to sign up to be on somebody's retail list, you ought to get the benefit all month.
So and that certainly is the way that they advertise it.
And you ought to get a special discount on the first week of it. If they want to offer more.
Listen, these bastards, they don't advertise this as saying, sign up for the gold card, and on the first week of the month, you get 15% off. The way they present it is, save every time you come in.
Yeah.
And even the poster outside, and I had to really go back and look at it to see the asterisk with the tiny little words on the bottom.
Right.
Do you have yours with you, Mike?
I might. I'm going to look for it while you're talking.
Because I think mine's in the car. I know I don't have it with me, but boy, I was pissed.
And that's the reason I have...
You have yours with you?
Not everybody. I'm looking. I got my Costco card. Hold on a second.
Okay. Well,
just I'm sorry.
That's all I had.
I got my CVS card, which is a good card. I got my Washington Golf.
Hey, but you don't need a CVS card.
There's my VIG card. Very important golfer.
Because every time you go to CVS, they say, do you have a CVS card? And I go, no. And she goes, oh, don't worry about it.
Well, that's like giant food,
And
when
she does the beep beep thing and just gives you the freebie.
Right. We have like 4 people in our family that whenever anyone asks for their Safeway card, they just give Carrie's phone number because no one does.
I give my old phone number where I used to live. Right. There's my Avis President's Club card. That is worth its weight in gold. That is a card I am never without. That is a fantastic thing. There's a little plug for it.
Well, do you have the card? Because we have the break.
I'm looking for it. Hold on a second. Just give me a minute.
Don't you only carry it on the first week of the month?
I'll get it. I know I might have it in my second.
So anyway, here's what the guy says to me.
Sorry, this is embarrassing.
Because I'm pissed, right? Because I'm going through all this, and I said to the guy, well, all right, I'll just buy this stuff and get out of here.
Here it is.
Yay! All right, read the back. What does it say on the back?
Gold card premier member GNC. Live well.
That's the front. That's the front of it.
All right. I'm going to read this as fast as I can. Welcome to the GNC Gold Card Savings Club. Your GNC Gold Card, when presented to any participating GNC and Titleist Gold Card members with signature, appears to a 20% discount upon the purchase of all products carried in the GNC store on designated Gold Card days. For 1 year from the date of purchase, Gold Card discount cannot be combined with any other discount.
Right.
GNC reserves the right to vary, change, discontinue the privileges granted by this card without prior notice. This card is valid for 1 year from the date shown on the card. Transfer of the card purchase price is non-refundable. There is a $2 charge for replacing a lost card. Oh, F them.
Yeah.
Use of this card constitutes acceptance of the terms and conditions listed hereon. The GNC Gold Card and other additional materials are the sole property of GNC.
I know this. I got mine for free. Mm-hmm. But we have bought one before as well.
Yeah, I know.
And
it expires September. Oh, my God, I've got 2 months.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
They never tell you when you sign up. Oh, and incidentally, you can only use this the first day of the month.
Is there anything that really...
of the month.
All they say, and the way they say it, even on the card, is what they say... entitles Gold Card member whose signature appears to a 20% discount upon the purchase of all products carried by GNC store on designated Gold Card days. They even bury it on the card itself.
Yeah. So, like, if one place
say on the first week of the month,
and maybe the other places have, you go in and they got a sign up that says, okay, anybody that comes in today, you tell them it's the last week of the month.
Right.
And then you go in on the last week of the month, they go, oh no, didn't you hear? We moved it to the third week of the month. I'm sorry, you just missed it.
Keep away.
Anyway, so I'm just hot, and I said to the guy, right, and I said, okay, I'll just take this stuff and be on my way. And the guy says to me, he like sizes me up and down, and he goes, you look like you could use a good multivitamin. And I swear I wanted to say, I got a multivitamin in my pants, and if you don't shut up, I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna spray you with it. And I'm not talking about white pea either. I'm talking about the multivitamin known as number 1.
There you go.
Jesus
Have
Christ.
fun with that one. Well, it goes to show you one thing, and Rob has told me this for years. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they get you.
F them. I just want to say that. F them. That there's got to be a website that I can go to in order these EAS products, where I don't have to go to GNC and get their goddamn old man hard sell, and then only to find out that the thing is worthless.
And what do they get at I'd be curious to talk to an employee of GNC and know what is the benefit where they go so bat-ass trying to sell that stuff.
We have someone on the phone, but I'm going to bet that they get a commission.
Yeah, or some kind of reward for a certain number. That
hey, Joe, you work for a GNC?
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, bastard?
Better than you are, probably, huh?
Yeah, well, I got the gold card. I go in only the first week of the month.
Yeah, that's how they get you first sold. But the big thing behind it is they do get $2 for each and every one that they sell. That's the commission.
So there's $2 right off the top of each gold card they sell.
No matter what, yeah.
So they get 10 customers come in, they get $20.
Yep. That's the thing on it. And then the other thing is, too, each customer that comes in, they are required to ask if they are taking a multivitamin. That's another thing that they try and get you on.
How'd you like a kick in the nuts? Would you like a multivitamin? Would you like a kick in the nuts?
And if you're a franchisee, and it's a franchise operation of GNC, can you modify that, or are they pretty rigid? Do they send people in to check on you and stuff? I mean, they seem like they're really controlling.
No, they do. They send people in to check up on you, mystery shoppers.
Spotters, yeah.
It's a badly done company. I mean, I know they're the only game in town. I buy my vitamins there, but man, why don't they get to be a little consumer friendly?
That's what they're after. They're trying to make you save money. That's why they want you to get the joint.
No. They're being a pain in the ass.
No, what they're doing is they're duping us. No one comes out and says, if you pay for this gold card 1 week a month at our choosing or days of our choosing.
It's a beautifully marketed store. I mean, everybody knows what?
This is where they get you, right? They charge you, when you come in and you spend over $75, no matter what, you get a card for free. Right?
Oh, no, hold on. I've gone into GNC countless times and bought those goddamn 42 containers of shades of box. Those are $110. They never gave me a gold card.
You should be getting one every single time you go in there for free.
You are assing me.
I am not.
Wow.
Every single time you go.
Where do you live? What city do you live in?
I don't want to say that because I'm actually working right now.
But, don't you think really, and then let me throw this out at you. What if you just discounted your vitamins all the time. And not as much as, say, that first week of the month, not as much as with the go-kart. You just offered everybody vitamins, and you knocked the price. Why? Go through the exercise. What's the point?
That's what they're doing right now. They're trying to start that up and see if that works out better for everybody.
Because everybody hates that company.
Don't you feel like a bad person knowing that you hassle people every day when they come in just to buy something? First you got to go in, can I help you? No, I know what I want.
And it's not exclusive to GNC. Every bookstore does the same thing. Would you like to be a member of our... why can't people just shop and give them good prices?
All right, my friend. Thank you. We got a break.
All right, man.
See you.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Does this mean, I really, literally, since you started talking about that, I'm out of all my vitamins and I got to buy them. I was going to buy them tonight after work. And does this mean I should wait till next week?
Oh, no, we have calls. We'll come back. I think people are going to tell us where we can find the same stuff online.
Okay.
And just cut GNC right out of our lives.
I'm already finding it.
Jesus. Do you believe that, really?
Yeah, but I like GNC because there's so many locations.
The guy said, well, you know what the best location of all is?
What's that?
Your driveway.
Yeah,
where the guy pulls up in the FedEx truck and gives you the stuff. Jesus.
It'll be different at O'Mara's Health Kiosk.
We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
The next show, he came to me, he said, you open it to Stratford. And I stayed there for 6 months. And when I got out of there, man, I just had a hold of the world. I did leading man, I did blackface comedy, I do a Rush. Don and Mike Show. Is anyone listening?
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
This is Keith Richards to Don and Mike. You got it?
Got it.
Wrong Mike.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Did you wash your ass today? Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara. They have very nice teeth. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Gotta set that thing on single. Mick Jagger turned 60 on Saturday.
That makes me feel old.
Turned 60. Buzz could tell us how that feels. How does that feel, Buzz?
I'm fine with it.
Do you think he bought himself a new bracelet?
It's a state of mind. He should have if he didn't.
May we see it one more time?
Yes, you may.
I didn't. I meant to look at it during the break.
Your typical heavy chain bracelet. These have been around for like 100 years.
I remember when I gave one to my girlfriend back in high school.
Not this heavy, you didn't.
Sure. It was around the same time that I gave her my class ring, and she had to take string and wrap string around the back of it because it was too big for her little toe.
Can charms go on it?
I suppose they could, but it hadn't occurred to me.
What is the material? Is it silver?
It's steel, I think. I don't know.
Steel?
I don't know.
It's tungsten. He's trying to macho it up. It's tungsten steel.
It might be silver. I don't know.
Did you get it at a fetish club?
No, I did not. I got it at a clothing store.
Would you name the store?
Sure.
What is it?
Express.
Oh, Express.
Express isn't that a woman's clothing store?
Now it's men and women.
No, but it's
Express for men, Express for women.
It's multi-gender now.
Is it a trendy store?
I believe so.
Definitely.
I believe
it's a mall store, right?
Yeah, it's owned by the same people that own another mall store that I forget right now. That wasn't very helpful.
They
own
Merry-Go-Round?
No, it's owned by two guys, Brian and Tom. Maybe you've heard of them, BT Express. I'm really going off the deep end today. And the motto, do it. Do it till you're satisfied.
Do it till you say, whatever it is,
won't give us a more. Hi, Tim. Hello, Don and Mike.
Don and Mike, this is Bob Lorene calling from Seattle, Washington. How are you?
Thank you for the bio, Bob. We're doing great.
Great. Hey, on the call that's going on now with the $2 for the GMC thing.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen the movie Better Off Dead?
I haven't. Anybody seen it?
No. I mean, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Where the little kid says, "Hey, I want my $2," and chase it for the $2.
Okay, Bob. Let's just save everybody some time. Let's get right to the point of this call.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I guess you don't want to because you stopped after that.
Bob?
No, I'm right here. Go ahead.
Okay. What's the end game of this phone call? I mean, I'm just trying to save time here.
I want my $2. GNC wants their $2 for the little card, and the movie is called Better Off Dead. So the segue is GNC wants you to live better. They want their $2. Better Off Dead.
Hold on.
Same thing.
Wait a minute.
Give me the setup one more time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, give me the setup. I'm going to try to give you a chance here. Give me the setup one more time. And I'm not doing that thing where I'm going to hang up on you. I promise.
Bob, are you there? Or did you just bail?
Yeah,
okay. Idiot.
It's too bad. Where are the crickets, Rob?
I don't know. Someone has moved.
That's we were looking for the crickets.
You know, you come in here on a Monday, man. And you got to talk about a dog dying.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that last night I made the. There they are. Hi, friends.
Running down the hall.
So you're better off dead. You know, we should lock up our stuff because last night when I was listening to, now this is going to be a backhanded compliment. I was, now please don't color me insane. I was listening to 106.7 WJFK last evening. And, well, it was Sunday night, right? And actually I was trying to hear a show on Oldies 100 that Rob told me about, and I tuned in too late. You know that annoying news guy on Oldies 100? I'm Ira Melman on Oldies 100.
I've heard of him, yes.
Okay. Well, apparently he does a show with his bitch wife called The Melmans, where they, on Sunday night, where they...
Is Larry Budd featured at all?
Where they play records and they have, like, fake husband and wife's fights, like he said, she said stuff.
Oh, dear.
And Rob keeps telling me that it's the biggest train wreck in the history of radio.
Got to hear it. He said, well, I pay $12 for a haircut and she pays $70. Here's Peter, Paul, and Mary.
What's with that?
So Rob gave me the heads up. I should listen to this bad show, Oldies 100. I turn it on. Rob sits on at 10 o'clock. I turn it on at 10 o'clock, and I just hear, well, that's it for another exciting edition of the Melmans. I hope we'll be invited back next week. I think we might if you don't show up. Oldies 100.
That's the only part of the Melmans you were able to enjoy.
Yeah, so then I surfed, as the kids say, down the dial to 106.7, where I heard, and this is the backhanded compliment, but also the thing that we got to just cut down on. I heard what I thought to be good radio on this station on the weekend. It was some guys I never heard of, and they never said their names. It's obviously know nothing about radio, but that was fun because they were playing avant-garde music, different music, the type of music that a real alternative station should be playing. And I found myself listening to it and thinking, well, this is pretty good. But the thing that pissed me off was that I noticed that they were just liberally helping themselves to all of our sound effects.
Yeah, and that's a list of sound effects of well over 2,500 that we have compiled over the years. And it's not really the station, it's the show, right?
And I mean, I know it's, I know they're in here. I know that they're all in the room, but we should put tarps on them or something. Because I hear these guys, and it would just be out of the blue, a sound that is just identifiable with our show.
Right. You're not out of line with that. That's true.
No, I think you're right. I came in, and this Saturday, more than many, a lot of the carts, our go-to rack is a round rack that has a lot of our theme, like music beds and things. Terribly out of order. Well, and there is some order to them.
And that's a problem. And, this it's not what it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to help yourself to those. And that's why really a lot of these shows you have their own studio. I mean,
like I'm saying, don't get me wrong. I liked the music. I dug the music. What I didn't dig was when these guys were doing their, their Wayne's World rap, and they were saying, okay, let's get cut number one, man, off that album. Do you even know the title of it? No, I don't, man. It's from England, though.
England can kiss my ass.
And I'd be like, well, hey, where'd that tape come from?
Yeah, exactly.
That's our tape.
No, not good.
Get your own tapes.
I don't think we have to lock it up either.
I think get your own tapes.
I think it's just a chat with Cameron Gray, and that'll be taken.
But understand that but before they call up and get their noses bent out of joint, it's a backhanded compliment. Because I dug the music, and I thought, well, at least the station's doing something besides running a commercial on the weekend to make your balls bigger, which is all this station WJFK does on the weekend. Really,
I want my balls to be bigger,
or your thing. But some guys want their balls to be bigger.
I don't want my balls to be bigger. I'm very happy with them. Yeah.
No,
I think they're perfect, actually.
I'll tell you what I do like on the weekend, though.
What's that?
Station. I know I complain a lot. I like that Rob Spiewak car show.
That to me is riveting radio.
And Rob, you can keep stealing the sound effects from that.
Thank you.
And I know because if you ever listen to Rob's show, you're gonna hear this one a lot. You hear that a lot.
Right.
You hear that a lot. But
pretty generic, those, you know.
Yeah, but identifiable with our show. But
Well,
it's okay.
but he's part of the show, so
I know,
it's okay.
That's why.
And, you know, anything to make those, those stiffs from the dealership sing.
Rob gets a pass on that.
Now with the bald truth. I mean, Rob, I don't think there are many people with a personality that would be able to handle, that. I mean, sitting there working with those corpses every week, I mean, it's tough. It really is.
What were you saying, Buzz?
I was just going to say, now if I can get the guys at the Bald Truth to stop using tapes from the Washington Weekly, we'll be set.
The Bald Truth?
That's
another one of our weekend shows.
They had an article in the paper about that. Remember that those guys pay some absurd amount of money, like $3,000 an hour?
To be on this station?
Yeah, to be on this.
Talking about hair?
Right. Or lack of.
And I can't believe what a mockery the station is on the weekends. That they were doing some research a couple of days ago with the ratings that just came out. And over the last 10 years, our show has been rated number 1 in Men 25-54. Every ratings book for 10 years in a row. Mm-hmm. Wow. And there's some other demo that the whole station is number 1 in over 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Listen to the powers that be. Listen to me. Hey, McFly, listen. Can you imagine if you tried to run a real radio station on the weekends? Because right now, when you get in your car, with the exception of Rob's show, and Rob, I do like your show, and I'm a fan.
You check in, thank you.
With the exception of Rob's show, you get in your car on a weekend here in D.C., and WJFK's just not even a part of it's not even on your first set of presets. It's like, if you're going past the station that plays Matchbox 20 and you're trying to get to the other station that plays Matchbox 20, you might stumble upon this and you'll hear some dumb, I'll give you a perfect example. They run our show, they run a weekend, a rebroadcast of our show, which I'm all for. Mm-hmm. And I've always said it should be run at the same time, 3 to 7 p.m.
Makes sense.
So the show's on from 3 to 7 p.m., 6 days a week. Mm-hmm. They said, we'd love to do that, but we can't run it until 4. So why can't you run until 4? Well, 3 to 4, we've sold the wedding show. Mm-hmm. Now, the wedding show. This is on WJFK, a male-oriented radio station. Mm-hmm. Washington Redskins football, NASCAR on the weekend, the car show with Pat Goss, which is another show that I do enjoy. That's good. Mm-hmm. But in the middle of nowhere, you got some bitch on talking about, are you going to be a June bride, a July bride, or an August bride?
Well, of course, and really, what you didn't know is that she's speaking to men. That's what she is.
It's just goddamn MFing ridiculous.
Don't forget, there's also sea silver, which you actually eat silver like you would make a lovely bracelet out of, and it makes you healthier. And there's also the Business of Government Hour, which is an hour about how government works, and that's truly fascinating.
Oh, my God.
The only reason
you got to tune in.
The only reason our station runs this crap is because they pay. Mm-hmm. These people at the station are so short-sighted that they would rather take the $3,000 that the guy from the Bald Show would pay to have cash in hand, rather than say, we're going to take the time and the effort it takes to make WJFK a 7-day-a-week radio station. Right. So, in that small bit of BS I just threw out, I like the music show. But stop taking our tapes. Get your own tapes, please. Otherwise, I endorse your show.
Well, and it also, if they put real programming in there, it would be a nice little proving ground, a nice little farm team.
Mike, see, now there's the problem, because you know what that would take? That would take from someone up above. That would take someone, as we were just talking, with balls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you would have to say, okay, we're going to actually allow our weekends to be like minor league, where we're going to try different stuff. And the argument that they'll give you is, hey, we're trying that. We've got that music show on that you like.
Right.
We've got another show on that you like at midnight. Yeah, but take the goddamn wedding show off. You're killing me. 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Oh, God.
People get in their cars, and all day they're running things. Listen to the best of Don and Mike. Listen to the best of Don and Mike. 3 o'clock. And you get in your car at 3 o'clock, and you hear some bitch on here going, now, do you want a white chiffon? Or do you want the off-white chiffon?
we bitched about this for years, and I don't know whether it'll ever change.
No, I don't think it will.
And you're right. It's short-sighted. That's the perfect descriptive term for it, because you're not looking at the long run and the big picture, which is really try to make your radio station the place where people hang out.
And I am sad to say that on the occasions that I've gone up to Baltimore, or gone to Ocean City and been able to hear Baltimore radio on the weekend, our station up there, Live 105, that used to play music.
They're doing the same thing?
They're just as bad now. Yeah. Just as bad.
Just shilling out to everybody.
Just, hey, if you got $2,000, you can have an hour of radio time.
Man, and you know what? You know what dies when that dies? The entire business is affected by that. You get the people that used to exist in these markets. There are not nearly as many of them. The people that would write an occasional creative commercial, and that's gone. That has died. That part of this industry is just drying up. Buzz does a little bit of it. I mean, there's some people that do a little of it. But it used. Do you remember really when you were a young disc jockey playing the hits? And I mean, you had constant, innovative, creative ways of selling products, and they were called 60-second commercials. And people worked hard to make them entertaining. And now
it's easy for the sales guys to sit back there on their asses and go, "Hey, I got an idea. Hey there, Big Don, what do you think about a wedding show? Why are you asking me, Tim? I think it sucks."
And you know what this is? This is not an original idea. This is ripping off late-night television and early Sunday morning television with infomercials.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Absolutely. But I'll end this on a good note to say that there still are some decent radio people out there. And as Bart and I were going to the ocean on Thursday night, I got the hotline for WQSR, which I think, Oldies 100, that station just takes a steaming dump on you. Oldies 100 is the most predictable, boring, researched oldies radio station. If you play goddamn Righteous Brothers Ebb Tide one more time, I'm going to come down there with a gun and I'm going to shoot everybody. Then I'm going to go out and I'm going to find the Righteous Brothers and I'm going to shoot them. Wow. I mean, it's ridiculous that disc jockeys are afraid to say anything. The music is so researched as to be non-offensive, and on Oldies 100, the world stopped in 1971.
Yeah. Right.
Especially on the Donovan fracas.
Anyway, the station in Baltimore, WQSR, it's the opposite. Right. They play all kinds of music. They got good disc jockeys. They do all the stuff they like, jingles and the high energy. And my good friend Don O'Brien, your big friend too, right? Big Don O'Brien's on. So I'm driving down to the ocean. I'm waiting for Bart with the hassle at the Bay Bridge. I called up Big Don on Thursday night, and I just said, "Hey, you're sounding great," which he was, as always. And he said, "Hey, you want to go on the air?" I said, "No, I just went on the air with you a couple of weeks ago. Right. We just made some plans to get together, over the Labor Day." And he said, "All right, well, stay tuned. I got a song coming up for you." So, all right, I'm listening anyway, driving along. And he does this thing where he gets some woman on the phone who obviously had no part in this. He just must have said to someone, "Do you want to go on the air?" Right. Because I hear the record end, and then I hear with the sound effects. He goes, "Hey, WQSR, who's on my telephone line?" "This is Mary." "Hey, Mary, what do you want to hear?" "2 Divided by Love" by the Grassroots. So then he starts the record, and he goes, "Thanks, Mary, and I want to send this one out to my good friend Don Geronimo and his son Bart. Good luck at Clemson. WQSR."
Wow.
And, that...
it's really, he's old school in the best possible way, where when he was doing the weather, and a lot of local weather guys used to do this too, when he'd say hi to you on the he said, "Here we go, and we're going to take a look at this low-pressure system. Might be coming right up over Mike O'Mara's house down there in Annapolis."
Right on Channel 7 doing that stuff. Anyway.
Oh, goddamn, but he's doing the same thing on the radio. That's what it's about.
Anyway, that's the example that even if you're not in a format like this, where you're allowed to say things suck, and radio sucks, and it's too corporate, and there's nobody's got any balls. I just want to say, there are some good guys out there that still love radio, and there are some guys out there that do good radio, and Big Don's one of those guys, and made me laugh out loud. I'm just driving down the road. I still get a thrill out of that. I get to yap into this mic.
Get a kick out of hearing a disc jockey send out a dedication to you.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it is cool.
It's cool. I'm sorry it is. I laughed. And plus, I love the record. And I love the fact he played it all the way to the effing label. I mean, he must have had that pot up all the way.
That's right.
He goes, and I hear him cranking it up to
and you know why he played it to the label? He played it to the label because he knew you were listening to it, and you wanted him to play it to the label.
Yeah. So anyway, as bad as some things are on radio, there are some things that are good.
You children might not know, but labels used to be on records.
Anyway, we'll be right back with more of the Melmans.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
What they can expect from Jingle All the Way is a hilarious movie, a movie where they will be able to laugh from the beginning to the end. It will be great entertainment. They will walk out of the theater and say, I am so angry that I can't get another ticket right away because I want to see it a second time. And there's a long line here.
Occasional a-holes, Don and Mike.
Step on the internet, Arnold said again. What can you expect? A long line. So I hope he's not angry. Let me play it again.
What they can expect from Jingle All the Way is a hilarious movie, a movie where they will be able to laugh from the beginning to the end. It will be great entertainment. They will walk out of the theater and say, I am so angry that I can't get another ticket right away because I want to see it a second time. And there's a long line here.
That's the there's a long line here. You know that this Terminator thing is just sucking air. That and hey, nice showing by Seabiscuit.
You just can't stand it, can you?
No, I love it. I love the fact.
You just have to give me grief about seeing. Why personally attack the movie when you haven't seen it? Well, you'll never see it. Is it like Titanic?
Correct.
You'll never see Seabiscuit?
Listen, we didn't review the movies, but let me just say, if you got a vagina, you'll love Seabiscuit.
I have a vagina, and I'm looking forward to Seabiscuit.
Anyway, Terminator is like falling rapidly out of the top 10, and Arnold is turning all of his attention to running for governor of California.
How are you? Good to see you.
What is this music?
This is my new theme. Give it a listen, shall you? There you go. How's everything going? Very excited. We wanted to get something with the horns and, the singing, kind of a patriotic, make me feel more like a politician, don't you think?
Welcome to another edition of Arnold's Black Book. Now,
how are you?
This is where you're going to be calling for
But I'll tell you what I do. This is for the campaign that I've got going for the governor out in California, which is going to help me raise money. Because the campaigns cost a lot of money, and that's what you're supposed to do. Is you're supposed to call the various bigwigs and stars that will contribute the money for the campaign. And this is the time. I like to call this, as far as raising money, this is the danger zone. That's the time when most people would be getting ready to go out to their celebrity dinners and the benefits. And if I call them now, I catch them before they will jump into the showers.
Buzz, didn't they just have like a referendum with that guy, Gray Davis?
Yeah, Gray Davis. They're going to have a recall.
In October
7th, my birthday.
That's because he's running.
Election.
You know why? Because Arnold's running. And he's running the state into the ground. And I say, this is the time for the peoples to rise up and elect a new leader, me, who will lead California into the 26th century.
All right, well, let's get into the danger zone. Make some of your calls now.
Okay, hold on a second. I got a bunch of them today that my staff put together. I got a staff, an Arnold staff. Let's see, what's this one?
You got one?
There's a big name. Let's call this one right here. I'm seeing in time, leave it.
Now, you don't want this on the air, right?
Nine. Okay.
Just let it ring.
Get to the ring, and I pick up.
All right, you pick it up now. You got to pick it up now.
Ringing. Go ahead.
It's ringing.
Hello. Hi. Is this Roseanne Barr? Oh, I'm sorry, Roseanne. Yeah, Dankeschön. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I might remind you that I'm running for the governor, and it's really good to get the war cabinets, what's the word? War chest for the campaign. I'm wondering if I could count on you for a small donation to the Arnold Schwarzenegger for Governor campaign.
He's calling you Roseanne.
Mm-hmm. That's extraordinarily generous of you, Roseanne. Can I put your husband, Tom Arnold, down for a few dollars as well? I think he's funny, and I know you two love each other. What? When? many years ago. Oh my God. I must admit, I wouldn't expect anything from him either. But you won't now either? Oh. I'm sorry you feel that way. I apologize. I didn't know about it.
Would you have breaking news?
My God.
What?
They got divorced.
Who did?
Arnold and Roseanne and Tom Arnold got divorced, and I had no idea.
Oh.
And then she said, you should pay more attention to the movie magazines. You're in the business. Yeah. And then she used a horrible piece of language.
What did she say?
She said, you effing foreigner.
Oh, no.
Don't call again, and she hung up on me. That's okay. I can move on. Right. Forward march, as we say.
How could you not know that? You were in a movie with Tom Arnold.
Yeah, he was married to her when I was... No, he wasn't. That's what I think it was. Dumka. Okay, hold on a second. This one will work.
All right.
I got a big star here.
All right, again, you're listening to Arnold's Little Black Book.
Yes, hello, is this the maid? Yeah, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I need to speak with Tom Cruise or Nicole Kidman, please. What? Okay, put Tom on the phone.
Oh, now, here you go. Here's Hollywood celebrities. Meeting Hollywood celebrities.
He's got one. This could
Hi, Tom. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, I just want to say I loved Minority Report. That was such a great movie with the effects. And, I've done my share of sci-fi. Yeah, you look so good in that. That's pretty good. I liked it when they took out your eyes. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm running for the governor of California, and I'm thinking, who better to ask than that great guy and movie actor as big as me, Tom Cruise, for a big donation for the campaign. Can I count on you? Great. That's it. That's more than generous. That is more than I could have ever expected. Is there an outside shot I could speak with your wife, Nicole Kidman? What? Oh, when? That long ago. I thought you adopted a baby. Oh. Oh, my God. Please accept my apologies. Auf Wiedersehen. How come no one told me that Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman got divorced? That's not it.
It's on the news.
That's a long time ago.
Oh, I don't read the paper.
Hey, listen, do you have another couple on your list?
I got two more.
All right.
Do.
All right. Call another one.
Okay. Let's try this one right here.
I can't believe you didn't know that Tom and Roseanne and then Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman had broken up.
Those nutty scientists. I always get crazy with the scientists.
Oh, the Scientologists.
The Church of Scientists.
They're Scientologists.
Yeah, there's the kookies and the crazies. Hello? Yeah. Yes, Laura O'Mara, please.
Oh, no.
Hi. Hey, listen, my name is... Yes, it is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Listen, I'm wondering, I'm throwing a benefit party at the end of the month, and you know how your husband, Mike, does the wacky impressions. I'm wondering if the two of... What? When did that happen? Over a year? Oh, my God. Well, I'm very sorry. You wouldn't have a forwarding address for him, would you? Okay. Hey, I'm real sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, you're not. Okay. Okay, auf Wiedersehen. She dumped him.
Huh.
What?
Yeah, that's it. She said he's no longer married to her. That's horrible.
You didn't know that?
No, this is really, the whole thing with Hollywood. And, let me call one more.
All right, one more. This time just ask for money.
This is a guaranteed winner. And this isn't for money. I'm going to be asking for something special.
Oh, so you're not calling for money?
Not just for money, no. This is an idea I had, and I made a mental note to ask for jokes.
Oh, ask for jokes.
Yeah, you can use those.
Hello. Yes, Dolores Hope.
Oh, no.
Hi, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. How are you? Listen, I'm throwing a big benefit. Lots of stars will be there. Alec Baldwin and his wife Kim Basinger will be there. David Justice and his wife Halle Berry. It should be lots of fun. But I need to get some good jokes to tell when I give the Keystone address. Yes, and I'm wondering if your husband Bob, even though he hasn't been feeling well, could probably give me... Would you mind putting him on the... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No. It was so sudden.
That's horrible. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll let you go. Yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay, bye. Why do these people die? God, he's dead. Bob Hope, oh, my God. Bob Hope is dead. Why doesn't my staff... I have to have people tell me these things. Otherwise, I look stupid.
You just called Dolores Hope and asked to speak to Bob Hope?
Yeah, I'm going to talk to my staff, Schnell, and make sure they let me know the facts with all this crap. This is really angry. I say, I want to talk to people that aren't dead. And I talk to these people that get divorced, and then the people that die. This is really the danger zone.
Yes, it is.
This really, I am so angry right now. Gosh, why don't people respect me enough?
How about you come back tomorrow? We try it again.
I'll try. I'm going to tell you a whole different tack. I won't even call married couples.
Good.
No problem at all. I'm just going to call friends.
Just friends, okay.
That's it. Close celebrity showbiz type friends. Well, hello, Michelle.
Until next time.
I'll have the address of my chief of staff, Richard Crenna.
Wow. That just still doesn't have a clue.
Oh, my God.
What's the deal with him? What is the deal? What an idiot. He's so stupid, Rob.
Really. You know who thought of the one about calling Laura? It was Bart.
What is with that guy? Jesus.
He's dumb.
Man, he's dumb.
Boy, oh boy, you would think you would know. You do the impression.
You would think he'd be aware of that, but amazing but true.
We have to break it. Listen, we just did mention, of course, Bob, and we're lowballing the Bob thing until the body cools. Tomorrow on the show...
Big Kmart. This is big.
Tomorrow we're going to have our full-blown Bob show.
Very good.
Our tribute, including the first ever afterlife, post-life interview with Bob, and the entire APL American Football tape. And next, one of Bob's closest showbiz friends. And this is not Mike doing one of his great voices.
I think this was really Bob's favorite.
On the weekends.
Guaranteed.
On the weekends. I don't know why I just said that. It was written in front of me, and I just...
On the weekends.
On the weekend.
Well, Bob listened to him on weekends, weekdays. It didn't matter, vacations. Bob loved him.
Listen, don't write anything down and put it in front of me, because I'll say it, even though it's on the screen. It's about the weekend programming, which we'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike.
As stupid as he is.
Hey, you guys had shirts on when you came in here. There's something happened to him, man. Come on, Spicoli, just put the shirts back on. You see that sign? No shirt, no shoes, no ties. Right. Learn it. Know it. Live it.
The Don and Mike Show.
Yes, company.
Get out of here, Curtis. I don't hear you unless you knock.
General managers of the Dummy Depot, Don and Mike.
All right. I want to give away the identity of the caller. One of Bob Hope's closest showbiz friends. Waiting for him to call in now. Oh, we're 10 minutes late.
Oh, dear.
But I don't think he called on time, which is why I felt secure running 10 minutes late.
So we waiting for him to call?
Yeah, we're waiting for him. Let me just tell you that not only, and we're going to get his take on the passing of icon Bob Hope. Was he one of Bob Hope's closest showbiz pals? He was on, I believe, 8 different Bob Hope specials, and did many famous duets with Bob.
With Bob and some of Bob's guests, also Andy Williams.
9 specials if you count the 100th anniversary special that was just on NBC over Easter, so it's 9.
And a lot of people have problems putting these two together. Saying, well, you know, it's like oil and vinegar, but are oil and vinegar really that different? Oil and water. Because oil and vinegar really are not that.
Oil and vinegar would be a delightful combination. The way this gentleman was with Bob.
Honey and vinegar.
Honey and lemon.
Yes. Sweet and sour.
Peanut butter and chocolate.
S and Shinola.
White on rice.
Black and white.
I'm having trouble now.
We're not really even playing a version of a game right now.
Salt and pepper.
Kobe and Shaq.
Martin and Lewis.
Arnold and Maria.
Lee, Bob, and Angelina. No, especially since they've split it. It doesn't work at all. Now we're doing partners.
No, we're not.
There's really no rules.
Not
Smith
really.
Barney.
Smith and Wesson.
Smith and Jones.
Me and Mrs. Jones.
Ah, good one.
Me and Bobby McGee. Me and my shadow.
I'm being followed by a moon shadow.
Follow your heart.
Wear your heart on your sleeve.
I've got a giant.
Roll your sleeves up and get to work.
Put your nose to the grindstone.
Nosebleed.
Nose candy.
Who knows?
Your nose knows.
Your nose grows.
Where's that song that...
Love grows where my rosemary goes.
Yes. Nose to nose, your toes is in it. Toes to toes, your nose is in it. John, that one's for you, buddy.
Toe jam. Pearl jam.
Pearl necklace.
Pearl Bailey.
Pearl Calhoun.
Calhoun. From the Little Rascals.
You might have won. That somehow might have ended it.
You can say Kingfish. That keeps the Little Rascals.
Kingfish. No, that's not. That's not Little Rascals.
Oh, that's Amos and Andy.
Both of them. No, that's Kingfish.
Yeah. Kingfish. Well, okay. And then
what was the show? Was it Amos and Andy?
Amos and Andy had both Calhoun and Kingfish.
Oh, okay. All right.
Then I would say if it's Kingfish, I'll keep it going. King World. You know, that's the production company.
King Me.
Then I'd say The King and I.
Larry King.
Bastard.
Bastard Child.
Bitch.
The Bitch is Back.
Elton John.
John Quincy Adams.
Brian Adams.
Sharon Adams.
Hey, now, no one knows who she is.
I understand, but it's tremendously significant to us.
I think I'm trying to figure out this game as we're going, and I think
we are, too.
It's an acceptable play.
Taint.
Taint nobody's business, but if I do.
Taint no mountain high enough. Taint no woman like the one I got.
Taint that a shame.
Taint too proud to beg.
Oh, man. Beggars can't be choosers.
Beg, steal, or borrow.
Beg me.
Suck me. Let me just break in here and say you might be listening to the dumbest time waster we've ever done on this show. Waiting for Sammy Hagar to call us up.
Suck the wind out of the room.
Blow the man down.
I come from a land down under.
Vegemite.
Vegemite sandwich.
Hello?
Hi, let me get Sammy on. Go ahead.
Hello. And now, as we mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, one of Bob Hope's closest showbiz pals.
And golfing buddies.
Listen, you guys think you're joking about this. You're not joking. Let me tell you something. I got a picture of Bob Hope holding me when I was 9 months old, and he wrote on there, Sammy, hurry up and get some teeth so that you can use Pepsodent, which was his sponsor then, because my father ran into him at a golf course, and I got an 8x10, and you think I'm joking? I'm not.
There you
crazy
go.
suckers, Don and Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Rocker, Sammy Hagar.
Hagar.
Let's start this show with the bang here.
Yeah.
So, Sammy, okay, you.
That's the truth. I swear to God.
You kind of do know Bob Hope, okay?
Well, I don't know him, but I had eye contact. I got the picture right there to show it.
Well, see, we were doing the whole, we've got a guest coming up that was a close personal friend of Bob Hope, and, we, in our own little minds, we thought nothing could be further. You and Bob Hope, but,
probably for the first time in you guys' life, you weren't lying to the public out there.
No, we were not. Sammy, let me get your plugs out of the way here first. For the cities that we broadcast to tomorrow night here in D.C.
Yeah.
Nissan Pavilion.
That's me.
Then moving on to August, Sacramento. Sammy be in Concord at the Chronicle Pavilion at Concord.
Yep.
In the Bay Area, Marysville, California, at the Sleep Train Amphitheater. And out in Reno on the 17th, he'll be at the Reno Hilton Amphitheater. So you're playing like you're like Shecky Green. You're one of these guys playing Reno now.
Now hold on. Now it's me and Shecky. Now you're way off on it. See, like me and Bob, yeah, not me and Shecky Green.
Not you and Shecky?
Shecky. What is it? Shecky or Shaky? Shaky Green?
Shecky Green.
Shecky Green. So Sammy, we've got the. Let me see now. We've been to your concert.
Of course you have.
We went to that debacle where we had to sit through the David Lee Roth part.
Well, I was sorry about that. There was nothing I could do. You guys, you came early and you had to do it.
And the worst part was, and really, I'll tell you this, because is it just you now this time? It's not him,
No,
right?
no, it's with Skinnerd, me and Skinnerd, and this is awesome, though. See, it's a friendly affair. There's none of this rivalry, man. It's like total respect for each other.
You're getting along well? There's not like a separate, building being built or anything like that?
No, they come out and jam with me. I come out and jam with them sometimes. We're drinking together. They're drinking that Jim Beam stuff would make you fall down and hurt yourself. But, I turned them on to Cabo Wabo. They're changed people, man. It's awesome. I'm telling you, this
Cabo
band.
Wabo, there it goes.
Do you remember how bad that version of Jump was that David Lee Roth did?
Well, I didn't recognize it. You guys were the ones that told me, no, that's Jump. I said,
here's the deal.
Yeah, it kind of resembled it, didn't it?
And I mean, this isn't going to be a trash David Lee Roth segment, but here's the deal.
Why not?
Listen to this. Here's the thing. You go out on that show and you looked at David Lee Roth, and it was one thing: the outfit. What the hell is he doing? Wearing those outfits? I mean, come on.
And it was like a Casey and the Sunshine Band show.
It's a cross between KC and Liberace, you know what I mean? But
and all of the music, I mean, it was on tape. It was like you didn't even have a real guy there playing keyboards or anything. Somebody just pushed the button on a boombox, and it was bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, it was pretty out there. I had no idea what I was getting myself into when I decided that I was going to do that. Like the offers were coming in and everybody saying, yeah, it'll be great, and got out there and it was almost great. I mean, the business was good. A lot of people there. The people were having fun. And Dave is fun to watch. There's no question about that because you're sitting there holding your head going, oh, my God. You're kind of in disbelief. And it's, that's good for about 15 or 20 minutes.
Did it end any better? I mean, I know at the beginning.
No, it got worse as it went.
Did it really?
Yeah, it got worse.
Oh, my God.
They put a barricade up between us pretty soon. They wouldn't even let us see each other.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't be in the building, when he was playing, and I couldn't be around. My roadies had to stay on one side of the stage, his on the other. It was totally silly. I mean, it was anti-rock and roll as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Rock and roll is supposed to be fun and let's go and let's party, and it was almost like it was more like Desert Storm or something, kind of like what we just did to Iraq.
Wow. We do remember being backstage, and you were nice enough to pull us into that little crowd of people that you work with, or you have the toast right before the show.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And I'll tell you now, I don't know if the set list is the same. But if you're going to go see Sammy, he did all the songs I like. He's like, I Can't Drive 55, and, There's Only One Way to Rock. I love the Van Halen stuff. I love the Top of the World. You do that?
We still do Top of the World. We changed it up a little bit since last year. I can't go around doing the same set every year. I mean, I got about 65 songs that I can choose from, so, we changed it up. But it's basically, I still got the people on stage. I still got them beautiful waitresses out there bringing me drinks all night, which you guys, I know, enjoyed that very much. Mm-hmm. And then I got 75 people on stage now in the Cabo Wabo Cantina on stage instead of last year we had 40. We got 75 now. When that curtain opens up, that party looks like it's been going on for a week.
All right, now we had a brief moment of concern when we were at the FU Center in Philadelphia watching when we saw the those bleachers looked like they were...
And they began to, like, kind of roll back and forth. And I'm sure they were perfectly well supported.
Do you have any kind of...
you reinforce them at all, Sammy? I mean, you know, you're saying you got 75.
I put a little money into the set, and we tried to, like, you know, beef it up a little bit. Is what happened. We got out there in the Midwest, and some of the people were a little bigger than they were, you know, on the East Coast, you know. And they, you know, we built it for X amount of weight, and we had a couple extra, you know, bells on there. You know, ding, guys got on the scale, went ding, ding, ding. That third bell, I went, oh, Lord. Get the crane out.
Now, what about tickets, of course? We gave some tickets to sit in the Cabo Wabo section. We have other tickets.
Luckiest people in the world right there.
Then we gave some away, though, where they said they're actually going to be on stage with you. They're not going to have to sit with you. Has anyone told you about that yet?
What? The on-stage seating, that's right. You guys are giving tickets away for that.
But wasn't there a separate...
I think what we gave away were seats down front.
Yeah.
And then the cantina, which is the where you stand up on stage with Sammy.
With me.
And you're literally part of the show. You're part of the show. And,
absolutely.
You know, and we were up there, and we weren't there for the entire allotted time that we were supposed to.
We were afraid of the bleachers.
We just thought, we said, you know, I think I believe I'd said to Lisa or something like that when we got up into that bleacher. I said, okay, pretend you're sick or something. And I mean, it was fun. It was a blast.
Pretend you're sick. Now hold on here. Do you realize that people have thrown up in those bleachers on a drummer's back many times?
Oh, I can imagine. You know what?
They're up there boozing it up. Then people come up there liquored up. The only thing that we don't allow on those bleachers, first of all, the rules, the Cabo Wabo rules, there aren't any. We just start right there. You know the rules, folks, right? And you go, yeah, there aren't any. I say, right. So we get up there and we do this big party. But the problem is one time some guy tried to get up there with a Roth shirt on. Oh, he almost took the party down. The curtain opened, 10,000 people started booing me. I'm going, what? I didn't do anything. I looked, this idiot's up there holding up his Roth shirt. We had 86 in, man.
Man, there was one guy in our little section in the cantina that was. I really thought he was gonna spew. I really thought he was gonna spew, but I think he made it through the whole set.
So, Sammy, listen. The one thing I think everybody wants to know that we like your solo stuff. We like you doing the stuff with the Van Halen.
Here we go.
But really, everybody wants to know: are you ever going to get back with Eddie and those guys? I mean, F Dave, but are you ever going to get back with Eddie and those guys at least one time to do a tour?
You know, first of all, if it was right, I swear I would do it. I'm here. I'm out here. I'm playing. I'm staying busy. I stay in shape. I keep my voice in shape. I keep my band tight. And we're just out here doing it. If that happened down the road, of course, I would love to do that one time for the big time or just to give all the money away to charity. I don't care. Under any circumstances, I'd do it. But it would have to be cool. I'm not going to ever do it like, say, just half-ass for the money, and they just say, oh, let's throw something together and go make a bunch of money. I am not interested. My band's doing great. I love my band, and, it just, what am I supposed to do? It's like they threw me out, so they're going to have to come back and talk me into doing it.
All right,
the ball's in their court.
A lot of people talk about Van Hagar and how much they enjoy that era, and that's the way it would happen. If you were to, and this is a tough question, I realize, for you to answer. If you were to say percentages of something like that ever happening, the way it ended with you and those guys, would you ever see it happening? And if you were going to duplicate the kind of crap that happened with David Lee Roth, would you even want it to happen?
No. Right. I wouldn't want it to happen if it was just going to go back to the ending. If we went back to the middle of Van Halen, the beginning of it, when it was really great. I mean, it was great for 9 years, and I know you guys hate to get serious, and I'm getting serious on you, but it was great for 9 years. The last year was hell, and if it even got like that for 2 seconds, I'd be gone again, because it's just not the way to do it. When people start stabbing each other in the back and trying to screw each other around, that ain't cool. So
right.
if they wanted to go hang out at the Cabo Wabo for a week, just do some drinking, some fishing, some surfing, and messing around on the beach, and seeing if we really like each other still. If we like each other, then I'd say, let's go. Let's go right now.
And I don't think you can do any more than that.
Here's the last thing, Sammy. We had Ross Valerie, a friend of ours, friend of the show from Journey.
Ross is great, man.
From Journey on. Well, he said, Rob, you're the historian. What did he say about Sammy?
Sammy's busy getting porky.
That's what Ross Valerie said.
What?
getting porky. So I know that Ross is listening right now as Journey Tours.
Yeah, Ross listens every day.
Would there be anything you would like to say in response to Ross Valerie of Journey, who said...
Absolutely not. He must have drank too much of my tequila. See, he's a big fan of the Cabo Wabo and Yeho. Maybe he ran out and he was drinking Cuervo or something. Maybe he just got a little edgy one day or something.
Well, I think he was a little edgy the day he was in here. I don't know what it was.
That's not a problem with Ross. I got no problem with Ross. It's just that we just did a show with Journey.
Yeah.
And we actually went on before them. And I think they had a pretty hard time following us, so maybe he's a little upset about that. I don't know. Other than that, I got no problem with Journey.
Yeah,
Neil Schoen's my good buddy.
He was talking about the fact that they're touring now with REO Speedwagon and Styx, and the fact that they go on last. He said sometimes, even though it's you're the headliner, it's a tough thing to go late in an evening because everybody's so wasted.
That's right. That's right, folks. Now you nailed it. So he was a little edgy, probably. He probably just had a tough night, and he knew I was coming up, or maybe it was after we already did it. It was probably after we did it. If he said anything bad about me, it would have to be after we did it. We went out in Chicago and ruined about 15,000 people. Ruined them. And then Journey had to come on with na 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 na. It was like, no. And it was all right. But, I love those guys, but, man, they can't be saying anything bad about me. That's not right.
I think he was good. You listen, Sammy.
Plus, I could whoop anybody's ass in that band.
There you go.
Start right there.
Thanks for coming back on again. Sorry we were getting to you. And, we'd love to see you in person again.
Come on, you guys come on back down again. We'll rip it up again. You know how it goes.
Okay.
Sammy, you put really still one of the best shows. If you're going to go see a show this season, man, this is it. Sammy puts a great show on. He always does.
This Nissan Pavilion show in Bristol tomorrow night, Bristol, is Skinner. I'm closing the show, so I'm going to get my ass kicked tomorrow night, okay? Skinner ain't no opening act. I ain't no opening act, and it's good. But the good news is that we do it in a friendly way. We're going to go. Skinner goes out there and goes, let's make Sammy roll up his sleeves tonight. You know what I mean? It's good. It's really awesome, man. That's what happens.
Do it. Make it happen, Sammy. It's always great to have you on the show.
Come on. All right.
All right, and listen.
Don and Mike rule.
Yeah.
Gobble Wobbo.
Gobble Wobbo.
And God bless Bob Hope.
Go have a drink on me. And I know, I knew Bob Hope. I had eye contact with him. That's all I know.
When you were 9 months old, Sammy. That's right.
All right,
Absolutely.
Sammy. We'll see you.
Peace and love.
All right, bye. Out. He's a California guy all the way.
Gobble Wobbo.
There's no energy, though.
He knew Bob Hope.
That is great.
He knew Bob Hope.
Man, when we were backstage with that David Lee Roth tour thing, wow. I mean, it's amazing when you have that big an endeavor to tour, a major concert tour. To see that kind of tension, absolutely the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
We did leave early because we didn't like sitting in those bleachers up on stage.
No.
So anybody who won those tickets, you're right. The word I was searching for was reinforced, I hope.
Reinforced? It was just, I think we felt differently. We thought it was going to be a little different. I think it's probably great for fans, to go up there and
not that we're not fans, Mike.
We're big fans. I mean, we like Sammy.
DJs.
But you and I, as far as concerts, have always been the same anyway. And to have somebody say, you're here for the entire time.
Yeah, our fun was before the show when Sammy came back and pulled us out. And
couldn't have been nicer. Great guy.
And, the cast, we always get together and have a drink before the show. So come on back and join us. And
he did introduce us to his little cantina waitresses, and that was a special moment also.
Right, those girls,
they were hotties.
Those girls, he could have just said to them right now, here you go. Here it is.
Right.
Take care of it. And they would have.
It was wonderful.
They would have.
Yeah. The life of a rock star, we got a little glimpse of it.
Yeah.
He was fond of Lisa. I don't think that hurt either. That Lisa
didn't hurt at all.
That Lisa was walking around with us.
And wasn't Lisa our excuse to get off the stage, too? Yeah. It was Don, myself, Charlie, and Lisa. And I don't think we knew that they were madly in love with each other at that point. Or maybe we did.
I thought that there might be something, and I think you thought there might be something, but I don't think we had verbalized it to each other yet.
Absolutely.
The fact that they would just slip away for hours
at a time.
Right.
And we'd be totally ignorant.
Where were you guys at? Shopping,
having sex.
Right. Shopping at Pussy Galore. That's where you were shopping. We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Why'd I get mixed up with that bitch?
Because she got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it.
Jesus.
Ferocious, aren't I?
When I think of asses, woman's ass, something comes out of me.
The Don and Mike Show.
Is anyone listening?
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
We will never speak of this again. The Don and Mike Show.
I gotta thank a guy, I don't know where he was from. I'll thank him tomorrow. Sent me a videotape. Remember I was talking about Kiss a couple of weeks ago?
Yes, that's the name.
You know, normally we get stuff in the mail and Rob looks at it and goes, this person means well. I'll send them, I'll fake an autograph picture.
I never say that.
But this guy actually sent me a tape of really obscure Kiss stuff.
Wow.
Like the time Dick Van Dyke introduced them on the American Music Awards. And Rob watched it. Rob said, you're going to love it. If you're a Kiss fan, that it's got all of this obscure Kiss stuff. And Dick Van Dyke, as he's trying to introduce, he doesn't understand.
This is Kiss.
He doesn't understand the concept.
I call it Kiss with a capital T.
So anyway, whoever said that in, thank you. I'll make sure I thank you tomorrow because we're going to have a brief look into the mailbag. Oh, and there's a jail mail too.
For who?
Jail mail for you and I.
Uh-oh.
And another installment for our friend Joe.
Good. Joe seems to be getting the jail mail. I like that.
From that one guy that writes to him all the time. Speaking of Joe.
Joe is regretful.
Yes, now we're going to throw some wild, crazy props Joe's way.
Wild.
One of the most... Oh, yeah. Oh, and tomorrow, the body will be chilled, and we will have our... And I'm doing Dr. Evil quotes now. Tribute, Scott, to Bob Hope, including his first post-life interview.
Oh, good.
And for the first time ever, the entire AP All-America football tape.
Find out why, we know everybody loved Bob, but nobody loved Bob like we love Bob.
And, we love him like we love Elvis.
We do.
And tomorrow, also on the show, hey, how about this famous disc jockey, Casey Kasem?
Wow.
We've not had Casey on in about 10 years. And I know you're going to want us to ask him. We've already asked him about the effing dog dying.
Yeah, and he gets bored with that.
I mean, we asked him 10 years ago about it.
He twice turned us down to do Celebrity Burp.
Did he really?
Yeah, you can ask him about that. His people
really?
wouldn't even forward it. Yeah, they would not entertain it.
Rob paying off a little personal grudge.
Yeah, thanks, Kate.
That's it. We'll leave with that, Bob. I think that's a good idea.
He must have something he's whoring. Maybe it's that Amazonian with Gene Kasem. Yeah, Amazonian wife of his. Hi,
I'm Gene Kasem.
Hey, Gene Kasem.
How are you?
So anyway, listen to what Joe found. Well, one of the most popular tapes in the history of this show, and we don't play it as often. We don't hardly ever play it now, frankly, because we yap so much that we don't have time for 3.5-minute tapes coming out of our stop sets. But and this one goes way back in the day. I don't even know whose handwriting this is on this card. Maybe Diana's.
I think so.
Ernie Scar, the Indian DJ.
Ernie Scar.
We used to play this back in the day and just get our nut laughing at this tape. Here's a little bit of it, and there's a reason I'm going to play
this. We don't really know where it comes from, right? Supposedly a radio station on a reservation.
Low power AM, right?
99, rocking the reservation.
Or maybe FM, I don't know. It was like the guy doing a sweeper thing. Playing Little Willie.
Roger. Up and Adam, it's 8:30 on the reservation with Ernie Scar. Good morning, here's some AC/DC to get your day started right. That's how look at it. On the reservation, hottest rock, we're Rocket 99.
Rocket 99. There's so many great things on this tape.
Rock on the reservation.
He talks about covering your stinkweed.
Yes.
Right. His commercial for Lysol.
Yeah, where you can get wasted on buying Lysol.
AC/DC. All right, rock and roll. It's Ernie Scarring with you this morning. How you doing? A reservation, time to get up and get at 'em. If you got a job to go to today, it's going to be tough if you're working outside. Not a very good day. Kind of gray, kind of overcast. Let's take a look at the forecast. Reservation weather. 40% chance of showers overnight tonight. Weekend's going to be cloudy and cool. Stay in and stay warm today if you can. 6 degrees right now.
6 degrees.
Are you ever bothered by itchy feet and foot odor in your moccasins? Well, no problem. This is Ernie Catface for Dr. Shaw's foot powder. And you can get your very own foot powder right at the Brockett General Store. Sprinkle a little bit in the moccasin and rubs out the gribblies in there. If you have gribblies for a couple of days, just put it in. No problem. There's a big sale on it. And you can pick yours up for only $14.99 a bottle at the Brockett General Store, 14th Avenue South, down by the Big Teepee in Brockett. Ever find yourself sitting around wondering, hey, what are we going to do tonight?
Yeah.
Well, wonder no more, because you can get ripped if you go down to the 7-Eleven and pick up Lysol spray, either unscented or plain. Of course, you can't get it in the Brockett General Store, but you can just zip into Cardston and get some at the Red Rooster. And if you're looking for something hot, listen, take it from one who knows. So how can you argue with that? Get down to the Red Rooster store in Cardston and pick up your can of Lysol today. Either regular or fresh scent too that comes in the blue can. This is Ernie Crying Head for Lysol.
We don't know what the hell this is.
He's changing his name.
I try to figure it out. Is it a guy doing a bit? Is it a guy that like works up in that part of the world?
It sounds like a real air check.
We've had, you know what, Don? We've had the answer to. People have called us and told us what the guy was all about.
Rob, give me a timpani, please.
But I still don't remember.
I'm going to go. I'm going to call Joe now. I'm going to go call Joe as my first witness.
Joe might have some information on this
because we have an Ernie Scar update and the world debut.
Yes.
Of another Ernie Scar tape. Wow. Who says Joe does nothing?
This is a big pull for Joe.
I say it a lot, but he's done something. Hi, Joe. Howdy. Rob? Yeah. Shouldn't you be getting out the Joe Show music?
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
This is an important moment for Joe.
This is top-notch.
Joe's actually done something to help the show besides reading the Bible. Oh, and get ready to read Seabiscuit. You pick that up yet, Robbie?
I will get it tomorrow.
Okay, one day this week. Well, let me play you in with the official theme to Stump the Joe.
So you're saying that we're done basking in the glow of the ever-loving light of the Lord?
Yeah, we're done with you reading the Bible.
Yeah, that was a little painful.
Joe. However, today we've got nothing but love for our man Joe. Wow, I love Joe every day. He's just the world's oldest phone screener. You do have an Ernie Scar update.
Yes, I do.
Where in God's name did you get this tape?
From the internet. The internet.
From the internet. Now, I would understand if you don't want to give out the site. Was it from a person or from a site?
It was from a site.
From a site.
Can you offer us any enlightenment on Ernie Scar? Who is he? What is he? What does he do? Is there any info like that?
I bought 2 CDs of these legendary Brockett 99 air checks. And the legend is that these were DJs in Canada that put on a bit much like a Cheech and Chong type bit. And when you listen to the 2 CDs, parts of it, it's painfully clear.
That it's just DJs doing a bit.
Yeah, but no one will fess up to it.
Okay, so the mystery remains.
The mystery absolutely remains.
Which makes it great.
I've done as much research as I can, and it all leads to the same place where no one will fess up to it, because when you listen to the 2 CDs, and I'll be bringing us more cuts, as I clean them up.
Because Joe had to edit this commercial for Safeway.
Yeah, and I heard part of that, and it sounds as though, it wouldn't have even been on the air.
Right.
I mean, so that's the mystery, too.
But if it's an LP-FM, if it's a low-power FM...
Yeah, if it really is.
Who's in Canada?
But if it is an LP-FM... In Canada, if it's like,
could be DJs doing it, doing a goof, or it could be the real guy. Who knows?
Anyway, here's a brand new Ernie Scar.
I love Ernie Scar, though.
And here he is for Safeway.
Safeway's low prices. This week we got Washington grown Canada #1 corn on the cob. Value priced at 3 cobs for 88 cents. Sorry about this. I didn't know it was. And goddamn Whitey produced commercials never come out the right way. Safeway's got everything you need. It's 88 cents for the corn and everything you need for a super summer barbecue: charcoal, starter, napkins, and paper plates. At the Brockett Safeway.
Yeah, you go. The saga continues. Yeah. Joe, will you have another nugget tomorrow? Could you prepare another one?
Absolutely prepare.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Joe. All right, look forward to it. Thank you, Joe. Sure. Thank you. Please go back and spend the rest of the day playing your video golf game.
There you go. Ernie Scar. Yes, sir, we have some corn. Oh, that is fantastic.
Epping white man. Whitey.
Commercial. That's amazing. I love it. And nobody knows. Nobody knows what the deal is. Still don't.
Corn, 88 cents.
Get yourself some corn.
I'll say this, the quality was much better than the original tape. Right? Well, someone out there do a Google search and find out if there is such a place as Brockett.
Brockett.
Right? I would imagine it's like Crockett with a B.
I think Brockett might be somewhere in the Great White North.
And here we go.
In a world where owning a radio was strictly forbidden, one man found a way to bring good news to his people.
Buzz.
Me. He made it up.
Oh, you mentioned the Great White North.
Yeah. You know, when you listen to Bob and Doug McKenzie, Ernie K. Scar and Bob and Doug McKenzie, not a lot of distance between those two.
Oh, and when Bart and I were at Bad Boys, we saw an ad for some stupid Disney cartoon that has poor, pathetic Phil Collins again singing his dumb, goddamn, sappy love songs. Forgot that he ever knew how to rock in his life. And at the end of this commercial for whatever the movie is, which looks like all the Disney movies now, unless they're done by Pixar.
Right.
It's two moose, you know, two moose,
right?
And it's Rick Moranis and the other guy,
Doug McKenzie. I mean, well, what's his?
It's Bob and Doug McKenzie,
right?
And they're saying, so if you only see one movie this summer, make it this one. Well, if they're only seeing one movie this summer, then this is the preview. Yeah. So they've already seen the one movie this summer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, then these people should leave the theater now.
I saw that.
And I thought, now,
good trailer.
Now that's funny,
right?
But you know, all this Phil Collins stuff just is crap.
I know it's one of the animated Disney films with Phil Collins singing the soundtrack. Horrible.
You know, with a little bear climbing. I love you, Danny Bear, and I love you. You'll be in my heart.
You know, I saw the exact same trailer when I watched Spy Kids 3D over the weekend.
And tell the truth, you went by yourself.
Right. No, I was accompanied by an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old who were riveted, and the 8-year-old had to tap me on the shoulder when I started snoring. Halfway through it. It was, I'm sorry, Sylvester Stallone doing comedy. Yeah. That puts me out. That completely puts me out.
Mike, when you snored, did you snore in 3D?
No, but the 3D, I didn't like the 3D. 3D? It bothered me glasses when I had that.
What bothered you?
I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like the 3D.
Yeah. What didn't you like?
3D. And I hate those kids in it, too.
And now, Buzz.
Fat redhead kid.
Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Donna Mike.
Brace. Oh, hold on. Turn me on. Bracelet Man.
Yes, it's the great Bracelet Man, Buzz. That's me.
What is your lead story today, Buzz?
They said it wouldn't last, and they were right. Liza Minnelli and David Guest are separated.
Oh, my God.
Stay tuned for news and comment coming up on the Don and Mike Show.
That was very
professional.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Question. Are you getting the best value from your wireless phone company? Does your wireless phone keep you connected with everyone that's important to you? Tell them Sonny sent you.
Well, that's the best reason to call 1-866-SINGULAR and switch over to Singular Wireless. Just listen to the great deals that Singular has for you right now during their incredible summer phone sale. Now pay attention.
Get the cool Nokia wooden T3560 color screen phone for $29.99. When you sign up, let me slip my teeth in. Tell them Sonny sent you for a 2-year service agreement.
Plus, Senior lets you add a line to your plan for just $9.99 per month, per line. And plans start at just $39.99. Absolutely astounding.
Who's that, Cameron Gray?
I'm Cameron Gray.
I don't like him.
Hello, Sonny.
Do the rest of the commercial. I don't like him.
And certain restrictions apply. See any singular store for details.
Can you see my calf between my sock and pant leg?
I can. It's very white.
George, we're going undefeated.
WKFK.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
What's the word from Planet Crackpot?
The Don and Mike Show.
We're on the air. We're not on the air. Mr. Brinkley, we're on the air.
Taking you on a journey that you could not take on your own. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Time for news and comments now with Buzz Gurley. Buzz brought to you by Viramax, sexual pleasure performance enhancer.
Someone called for a doctor?
Yeah. Hello. Viramax, available at 35,000 retail outlets. New double strength in Viramax Ultra. Get it now by calling 1-888-TRY-VMAX. Call 1-888-TRY-VMAX. And now here's Bracelet Man Buzz. Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Don and Mike.
Hi, Buzz, and it's very manly.
Thank you.
All kidding aside,
I think so too.
That thing that you're wearing.
Thank you.
That piece of jewelry you're wearing today.
Yes.
And we're QVC?
No.
Oh, you already told me.
Express. Yeah.
Express yourself.
Yeah.
Hi. Anyway, hi. Listen, sorry, I got blinded.
The shiny object attracted your attention.
Distracted by your beautiful jewelry.
I understand. When a man and a woman meet through Michael Jackson. Yes.
Would you like a cup?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
I want to tell something to you, Buzz, and please don't take it the wrong way. Don't be defensive like I was.
Okay.
I've noticed your voice changing.
Yes, it is. It happens.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Sounds more gravelly.
My voice changes.
I'm kidding, of course. By the way, something.
No, you are a jewel.
Thank you. I'm sorry. When a man and a woman meet through Michael Jackson, what could possibly go wrong?
Someone gets a bracelet.
And yet,
stop.
Liza Minnelli and her fussy, prissy husband David Guest have separated. Nobody's talking about divorce publicly yet, but it seems likely. It was just last year that all the stars turned out for the wedding. Michael Douglas, Anthony Hopkins, Elton John, Liz Taylor, Barbara Walters, and Gene Simmons of Kiss. Gossip columnist Liz Smith called it the kissiest wedding she'd ever seen. Liza's 57. This was her fourth marriage. It was David's first at 50 years of age.
First to a woman. or actually, I take it back.
Yeah.
First to a woman with a penis.
They never did get the little girl they were talking about adopting.
Mm-hmm. Well, what a shame that is.
That's too bad, but that's just one more that Angelina Jolie can adopt.
That's right. J-Lo is not through marketing yet. She's coming out with a second perfume. Glow sold so well for Cody, they're hoping still Jennifer Lopez will do the same. Glow was big with the younger set. Still Jennifer Lopez is aimed at a slightly more mature customer.
What is that fragrance? I can't quite put my finger on it. Oh, there it is.
That's J-Lo.
Still Jennifer.
Yes, that's nice. I like that.
I've smelled that before.
Are you wearing J-Lo?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Right.
Quoting a spokesman for Cody, this is the second step of building the Jennifer Lopez beauty house.
You go home and you go to your dogs. Oh, you J-Lo'd all over the front of the house. I got to leave the door open constantly.
Experienced J-Lo.
But the perfume will be released at about the same time of J-Lo's next movie, which some critics say really stinks. On the press tour for that movie, by the way, groom-to-be Ben Affleck keeps telling different reporters different wedding dates. This somehow amuses him.
Buzz, this is because they're crazy. Because
they're wacky.
They're two Hollywood stars, and what they're doing is they're showing how crazy they are, that they're manipulating the press.
That's because they're so full of themselves.
And I ask everyone, once again, I hate to keep referencing this movie because it's awful, but watch America's Sweethearts with platypus face Julia Roberts.
And now, when did she become platypus?
And good luck storming the castle, Billy Crystal, and John Cusack, who is great but must have been out of his effing mind or needed money to do this movie. But watch this movie because I mean, and the premise is good. The premise is that...
It's got Catherine Zeta-Jones in it, right?
Yeah, that you have these two stars, John Cusack and Catherine Zeta-Jones, and it's going to show you how really phony and plastic they are when they go out on these press junkets.
Yeah, I mean, it's really what it's all about.
And that at one point, John Cusack starts losing it after his, 300th interview of the day and says crazy things. Crazy. It's a bad thing. He's, oh, my God, crazy. But the point is, this is what Ben and Jen are doing now.
Absolutely.
And they are giving each other the J.O. by going, the guy from Entertainment Tonight, I told him we're getting married on October 29th. And she says, I told Access Hollywood we're getting married on November 31st.
Aren't we clever? Aren't we wonderful? Oh, I love we.
And Ben, there's only 30 days in November. hey, give me some of your perfume, baby.
Experience the scent of J-Lo.
The widely publicized word of Bob Hope's death is true this time. He made it just past his 100th birthday. People too young to care about Bob Hope should know that along with Bing Crosby, he made the first buddy movies. The same formula is used today when Mel Gibson and Danny Glover team up. You'll also see it in Bandits with Bruce Willis and Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, no, Buzz. Yeah, hold on.
What?
I don't know.
You're angering him. He doesn't like what you're saying. I know why he's angry.
Why?
But it's true. You have to give Bob credit on that. You really do. Got to get the buddy picture. Never happened. The two guy thing.
Here's the thing.
The road pictures. They did it. Yeah.
I don't think Bandits is a buddy picture.
Okay.
I don't consider Lethal Weapon to be a buddy picture. They're formulaic.
Formulaic?
Yes.
Yeah, what, you don't think Lethal Weapon's a buddy picture?
No, it's what Hollywood now passes as a buddy picture.
Okay.
It's not really a buddy picture. I think if you watch those Road to Nowhere movies that they did, those guys really appeared to be buddies.
Okay, so your point is like they were more fun than like the Lethal Weapon.
Yes, these are very Lethal Weapon and all of them, and virtually everything. Especially when you got a white guy with a black guy. He's the crazy out of control black guy. He's the very same white. Or even when you get it like with that last Harrison Ford piece of ass, where it was he's old and stodgy and is Josh Hartnett is young and crazy. It's Hollywood's formula that's been popular for the last 25 years to give us these buddy pictures. And I think this whole new genre started with 48 Hours.
Yes, absolutely.
When all of a sudden someone said, oh, my God, look at this. You've got just a hilarious black guy, Eddie Murphy, and you've got a pretty funny white guy.
So under that theory, you would say probably more like a buddy picture would be a Tommy Boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because those two guys. Yeah, and that is a perfect example.
Right.
See, that's right. My guy have the same. We got half a brain. Mine works on this half, and his works on the other half.
Well, I didn't know where you going with that, and it makes a lot of sense because really it was kind of. To say a Lethal Weapon was close to Bob Hope. No, Tommy Boy would be much more of a close fit.
I mean, I love goofing on Bob Hope, and we will tomorrow.
Blues Brothers. Be another buddy picture.
Same thing. The best buddy picture of all was the Buddy Holly story.
There you go.
But my point was that I would give him his due in that regard, even with all the goofing about him drooling and everything else, and his rabbit eyes, which we'll get to tomorrow.
Right.
He did start the buddy pictures, and those were real buddy pictures because he was really friends.
And he put POAs in his movies, which was great too.
That's right.
Yeah, and now that we've said all that, tune in for tomorrow's show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because by tomorrow, all this sentimentality about him is going to be gone in 1 year and out the other.
No salutation.
We'll be back to talking about his one-hole golf course, and don't forget when he started to lose his hearing, this super loud, big, gigantic TV headphones.
Come again?
Bob was one of the big names, but never won an Oscar for his acting. He did get 4 honorary Oscars. He entertained soldiers overseas in live shows from World War II through the Gulf War.
Yeah, that's good, too. That's another crock.
Some of his earliest work was in this medium, radio.
About Bob.
Yes.
That's like Jack Diamond saying, well, I've never actually been number one in the ratings. So, like, Arbitron calls him up and says, Jack, you've really been busting your ass for 20 years, and you've never been one. Here's an honorary number one Arbitron book.
Exactly.
I'd say shove it. Really.
He mostly just played himself, I think.
Oh, I tell you. Well, Peter O'Toole was ready to say shove it, and then they finally talked him into it when they gave him an honorary. His whole thing was he wanted to earn it.
He had the right attitude.
It was absolutely.
Right. You just give it to some guy who's dying. That's the easiest way to get an Oscar. Just die, or be like Bob Hope. Never die. Everybody thinks you're going to die, so eventually they start giving you these awards, hoping you're going to die.
Hey, come on, save it for tomorrow.
Hold out for the awards.
Sorry, that's right. Let me go back.
Save it for the tribute.
Let me go back to the original premise. He did invent the buddy picture.
Right.
And what he did with Crosby were true buddy pictures.
Absolutely. It was good in the beginning. Rosie O'Donnell says it's nothing but a love fest between her and gay British singer Boy George. There have been reports they are fighting over a Broadway musical they're working on together. Rosie says those reports make her chuckle. Quoting her, he writes me emails every day. We love each other. The musical...
Oh, man. Rosie O'Donnell and Boy George combining on a musical on Broadway?
Mm-hmm.
She wears J-Lo.
The musical they're working on is Taboo. She's the producer. Boy George wrote the music. Is the answer there.
Hold on, Buzz. We never got a chance to play this.
Hi, this is Boy George. Never listen to Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara. All right? Follow.
Oh, boy, I'm glad he's back.
Quoting her, I knew we'd get along. We're both from working-class Irish Catholic backgrounds. I knew all his songs. I'm rich enough and strong enough to take Taboo and frame it in the proper way.
Oh, my God. She said that?
Yeah, there's more.
And I've got a great Hitler haircut.
Wow, she said, God.
Rosie says she won't be in the musical. Quoting her, Rosie O'Donnell doesn't sing well enough to be in a play I'm producing.
Hello, McFly?
Oh, my God.
Rosie O'Donnell... not important enough to talk about Rosie O'Donnell in third person. And yes, before all of you BM eaters call, I know it's O'Donnell. I enjoy calling her O'Donnell.
Yeah, because we think it would get her mad. See what I did there? I gave steak to lions.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of American soldiers died and another was wounded in Baghdad as U.S. troops continued their drive into Saddam Hussein's hometown today.
Jeez.
That's on top of the 5 American soldiers who died over the weekend. U.S. officials say they are still closing in on Saddam. They say he changes location every 2 to 4 hours. The U.S. is looking for his DNA to see where he's been.
Hey, you know about Uday and his brother Fred?
Yeah.
And, I brought this up last week and was thinking about it over the weekend that what I was trying to present about those guys is that even though they are sadistical, awful, crazy, just lunatic killers, they had, more than your average killer, really nutty personalities. At least Uday did, like with the strapping the guy in the merry-go-round. What I read about him this weekend, and I'm sure you've heard this too, is that at the time of their arrest, they had in their house $100 million.
Jesus.
Plus a large stock of painkillers and Viagra.
Yes. U.S. troops say they found next to the body of Uday Hussein a briefcase containing Viagra, cologne, dress shirts, fresh underwear, a silk tie, and a single condom. Uday considered himself a playboy and reportedly loved pornography. Our soldiers say they also found 2 women's purses and, yes, as Don mentioned, about $100 million in cash.
God.
And that has to be from when they drove up to that bank,
right, and stole it.
As Baghdad was falling and just, fill up the car.
I mean, short of wearing a jumpsuit, they couldn't be any more like Elvis.
I mean, Viagra, my God. I mean, they're probably easy to catch, I would think.
You would think.
Yeah.
The rumors are apparently true.
What?
About movie hottie Cameron Diaz and Justin Timberlake. MSNBC says she was spotted in the audience at his recent concert in Chicago, sitting next to his mother.
You say Cameron Diaz?
Cameron Diaz.
Joker product!
The
whole reason for that story.
The slack-jawed source says Cameron clapped and sang along with every song and screamed when Justin danced. But the source says Cameron did ignore the song Cry Me a River, which is about Britney Spears. She reportedly spent that 4 minutes just chatting with Justin's mom.
What did he do to hit the lottery?
I mean,
honestly,
I agree. I agree with you. I think
that's
he's got pubic hair on his head. he's doing a poor man white version of Michael Jackson.
Right.
Yet he hits that poontang.
I don't know how.
Even Joker smile. And what's she doing with him?
Yeah.
I know.
Come on.
He's not so scary good looking. I mean, Cameron Diaz? Joker product! I just like saying her name to play the tape.
I know.
The anthem among many Judas Priest fans today has got to be Dude, Say It Isn't So.
Judas Priest.
After 12 years away from the band, guitarist K.K. Downing is back for a 30th anniversary reunion. In his 12 years away, Downing came out of the closet and announced he's gay. He also now admits his leather outfits were inspired by what he saw at gay bars.
Hey, dude, I cannot go to that show. Oh my God. He's the fag. He's gay. I can't go, man.
His bandmates say the fact that KK's gay gives their metal band a rebel edge that other metal bands don't have anymore.
Okay. Like he sucks D.
That gives us an edge, dude.
Buzz, hold on there, please.
All right.
We got a break. We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Gosh, I hate to interrupt. It's all been so incredibly fascinating and entertaining and instructive. Really, the time has just flown by.
The Don and Mike Show.
Drink your mead, but in moderation. No man is called discourteous who goes to bed at an early hour.
Right.
Just ask Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
I can't explain it. Iceland Air, is all I can say. Listen, I want to take a second out to thank this guy named Rob Brand.
Okay.
Who listens to our show on WYSP in Philadelphia. This guy sent me a website. You know, these EAS shakes that I use on my diet, my workout. Mm-hmm. GNC charges for a box of 42 Myoplex Deluxe shakes, 42 grams of protein in each one. They charge $110 a box. This guy sent me a website. I'm not going to plug it because I don't want everybody to find out about it. And I've just been looking at it. It's on the level. $47.75 a case.
Wow.
I'm not affiliated with them any way whatsoever. Want to pass along the tip? Stuff arrives at my door in 2 days.
Wow.
It's less than half the price of GNC.
That's great.
So listen, Rob Brand, email me back with your address, and I'm going to send you a prize. Or hold on.
Cool.
Let me see. I don't have an address on here. But anyway, thank you, dude, because that's now I can shove it.
There you go.
The GNC.
There's your gold card right there.
And for anybody at GNC that might be upset, I'm going to GNC after the show because I'm out of my B12.
B12.
My B12.
I need a B12 shot. That's from North Dallas 40.
Oh, come on, get down with the technology. I need a B12, and I'm out of my Ester C too. gotta have it, Don.
God, you see, I mean, I don't know if they're a sponsor or not, but God, FGNC. Really, that they charge like $110 for the same crate of shakes.
How do you think they got so many stores all over the place? You think they do it by giving that stuff away for free?
Well, Jesus Christ, $47. And you mean to tell me that this website here is not making something?
They're making some kind of profit.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks. I appreciate it.
What's wrong with you?
Very nice.
I just like saving money.
I just like saying that. What's wrong with you?
And I hate that whole GNC gold card thing. That pissed me off. First week of the month.
If you get upset about that, can you imagine what the markup was on his bracelet?
Can you imagine? Just because the cable network Bravo has 3 shows now revolving around gay men doesn't mean the network is targeting gays.
Oh, listen, Buzz.
What, like Inside the Actors Studio?
Oh, I know you're going to be talking about straight eye for
Clear eye for the straight guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a makeover show.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I really want to do straight eye for the queer guy.
Amen.
Now,
Hey, that's a good idea.
I'd love for Fez Watley from Ron and Fez, even though I know he has a fiancée in Niagara Falls.
Right.
I'd love for him to volunteer to come on this show.
And we're going to just have give Fez a total makeover, a macho makeover.
And if Fez won't do it, we'll get Homo Joe.
There you go.
But I'd love to do it with Fez from Ron and Fez.
Absolutely.
Follow us every night on WJFK. So any of you out there listening who are going to listen to Ron and Fez later tonight, please tell Fez I'd love for him to be involved in our Straight Eye for the Queer Guy show.
You can just keep it simple. Everybody that's listening right now should call and tell Fez that you want to give him a makeover.
Because I watched the show and I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's a makeover show, and it's really, really funny.
Well, with the
but let me also say this: that one funny queer show in my book, that's enough.
That's enough. Not for Bravo. They have
that's
3.
enough.
They have 3 at Bravo.
Well, that's too many then.
Quoting the network president, not that there's anything wrong with that. But the truth is, gays are not a big enough audience to keep a network afloat.
I don't believe it.
Women ages 18 to 49, however, are enough to keep a network afloat, and that's Bravo's real target in all this.
Buzz, my homophobia will only allow me to support one gay show per network.
Still, that's big of you.
And also, I want to go on record as saying, while I am, I've written Rob just handed me a note. Actually, one is a bit too much.
Yeah, of course.
What I'm really opposed to, and this is not even in your news, I just read it in the paper over the weekend, is the fact that of all the Friends, I know I'm way off topic here, of all the Friends, the one that's getting the spinoff is Joey.
Yeah. That should be a federal crime. I mean it, a federal crime.
I'd rather sit through, 6 nights a week, 7 nights a week of NBC of all gay programming, whatever it is that's not in popularity right now.
But not Matt LeBlanc brain.
Please. I mean, even Matthew Perry's got a more happening career.
Absolutely.
Although I did see the trailer for the sequel to the whole 9 Yards.
Right, not good.
Well, the movie with Bruce Willis.
Where he's the hitman, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I didn't think the movie was good enough to warrant a sequel.
No.
But
welcome to Hollywood.
The whole 10 Yards.
Must have made over $40 million.
Must have. Anyway.
Most of the marketing of these new gay shows on Bravo is done in women's magazines, and it's aimed at women. The shows include reruns of Will and Grace, along with original series like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy and the new dating series Boy Meets Boy.
Boy Meets Boy.
You know who should get the spinoff from Friends, really the most talented friend, is Marcel the Monkey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, he is the most talented member of
Put a monkey on television. I'm laughing.
Monkeys is funny. Sure.
Make him talk.
You know those Girls Gone Wild videos in which attractive young women strip for the money offered to them by guys with video cameras?
That was inspired by Bob Hope.
Videos. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Girls Gone
Wild. Wow, ready to go. This is illegal, honey. Show me a tease.
Well, the videos sell like crazy. Now there's a similar kind of video featuring gay men, but it's not for sale to the gay community. It's for families thinking about going to Disney World. A so-called Christian activist took his video camera to Disney World for the annual Gay Days celebration there.
God.
He says he wanted families planning vacations to know what Disney won't tell them about what goes on there. He's also sending the videos to Disney stockholders.
Sodomy in Cinderella's castle. Oral in the Epcot.
He says the video shows men kissing and, quote, twisting each other's nipples.
Man on Magic Mountain.
He says he even shot some Disney workers joining in on the fun.
Over 10-4, Mr. Eisner, it's Smith.
Smith, I got an email that's very disturbing.
I know, I sent it to you, sir. Did you notice my name on the bottom, Mr. Smith?
Smith, did you take the picture?
I did, sir.
Who wrote Butt Pirates of the Caribbean?
I've already had them fired and taken out the lot, sir.
You're doing a good job, Smith. How many gays do we have in the park currently?
My current total, let me pull it up, sir. 81. All are marked and are being watched.
Very good, Smith. Keep them under surveillance and make sure that there's no sodomy in the park.
We are confining them to the Magic Anal Mountain, sir.
Very good. That's a new special ride at Disney. You're doing a good job, Smith.
Remember our motto at Disney, sir. If they're not straight, they're not welcome.
Very good, Smith. Make sure you have plenty of pink cotton candy available.
Sir, what if one of our guards happens to crack a few skulls by accident today?
We don't encourage gay bashing, Smith, but under the table, way to go. Way to go, Smith.
What do we give them, though, sir? Do we give them girls' toys or boys' toys?
Girls' toys and free tickets to the E-rides.
Smith out.
Good job, Smith.
Over and out.
I'll send you a leather vest.
Sir?
Yes?
This one's from Rob. Are we sending them to the Haunted Rim Mansion?
Yes, Smith. Keep them there.
Smith out.
And remember, and put them on that that other ride that we like so much. It's a small hole after.
Calling Burbank.
Finally.
Calling Burbank.
Yes, Smith.
Smith here.
Hi, Smith.
Nice bracelet.
Thank you. Knew you'd like it. Finally, the gods may have spoken to France last week when the Eiffel Tower caught fire. You may have heard about that. The fire was at the top where the radio and TV transmitters are. Fire was put out quickly and nobody got hurt, but there was panic among the tourists in the tower at the time. One tourist said he was hustled out after he noticed a bad smell. Of course, in France, that could be anything. I'm Buzz Burbank on the Don and Mike Show.
Yeah, boy. Freedom Prize. All right, tomorrow. I know you wanted it today, folks, but we just had to let the body cool. Right. Tomorrow.
Tribute.
What about Bob?
There you go.
That's tomorrow's show. We're baby stepping. We'll see you then. Good day to you, sir.
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 All right, Rusty.
That body's getting cold.
Suck. DM Bob.
We meet again. This is Sammy Davis Jr. saying, be kind, be nice, and I hope the next performer has the pleasure of having as nice an audience as you've been tonight. And let me leave you swinging.